Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
The following content contains adult language and humor that is not suitable for viewers under the age of 18. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. The views and opinions expressed during the following video content are those of the individual and may not reflect those of others.
Pacific414 Pop Talk is here. Sit back and relax and join the conversation. We've got Baron Orman Tagge, Cash Money 007, and even Mike too. Pop culture, entertainment, news and reviews.
Autobots.
I'm just skipping the whole freaking intro for tonight because Rumble's got me fired up right now. Rumble, fix your shit. If I said something to 5 minutes before 6 for today, I will go live when I damn well please. You do not cancel my fucking live stream, you fucking morons. You think you're going to be competition for YouTube? Ugh. But anyways, folks, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome one and all to this edition of Pacific414 Pop Talk, along with Baron Orman Tagge, Cash Money 007. I am your host, Mike. Of course, tonight's main topic is going to be an article from Cosmic Book News, where apparently David Ellison has a plan to save Star Trek, but is it too little, too late to save a franchise that has been so severely damaged by that of Alex Kurtzman and his secret hideout company over these last almost 10 years? Not counting the J.J. Abrams crap.
Yeah, that started it.
Yeah. But before we get underway with that and also the weekend box office, and gentlemen, I'm looking at the weekend box office and it was pitiful for 4th of July weekend.
Yeah, I saw little bits and pieces. I tried not to look too hard because I wanted to wait for the day.
Yeah. But, gentlemen, how are you doing?
Getting by. I heard Cash hurt himself swimming in his money bin.
That happens, especially on the 4th of July weekend. But, you know, I do hope that everybody had... I do hope everybody had a wonderful 4th of July weekend and that you had an opportunity to watch the fireworks, whether it be from home, depending on where you are. You might be able to see your fireworks from home, depending on where they're set up, or if you went to one of the many places in the country that were having a fireworks display, or, I mean, I did it in my case. I just watched a live stream from my local area and watched the fireworks. I heard them go off and then, you know, watching them on the live stream. Hey, it beat dealing with the crowds, dealing with the traffic, man.
Mm-hmm.
But, gentlemen,
Yo,
how's your weekend been?
no, sorry, the weekend? Yeah. Yeah, it's a little hard here in the Tagge household today. On Friday, we had to put our big lunky lovey mutt Honey, doggy dog down because she had been ill and we took her in and it looked like it was like a cancer she had, liver cancer, and she was really sick, and so we lost her. We got the little ones still. Duchess and BB still exist. Mouse is just fine, cranky as ever, and the little girl is constantly trying my nerves. So, but yep, uh, and of course, she was always afraid of fireworks and thunder. So we had both, uh, but it was cloudy out. But when the time came, the room had a window in it. Then the sun came out, and she laid in the sun there. And then they brought a blanket in there for her to lay on in the sun, and
Mm.
we made sure she was moved so it was good because she loved laying in the sun, and I was laying next to her, and that's she gave me her last kisses, and away she went, and now she's being a lunkhead up in heaven right now. So
Yeah.
I'm running around being silly and goofy, chasing cats. She never was a problem really with the cats, but occasionally she says, "Let's play," and the cats went, "No way."
No,
And
we don't want to play.
hmm oh yeah,
Yeah.
because yeah, she always looked more intimidating than she really was, and I knew her bark, and everyone would probably think that
You're breaking up a little bit, Baron. You're a little distorted.
oh, my apologies. Um, you know, her bark, I knew her bark.
You're still distorted.
Somebody, oh, dang it.
There you go.
Dang it, dang it, dang it. Okay, back. Okay. Yeah, we've been having some funky stuff going on today with our internet for some reason. I don't know why. Um, but, uh, but I always knew the barks that she had when she wanted to go, hey, I want to kill you. And then I knew her bark where it was, I want to kill you. And,
Hmm.
her protective one. But even though she always sounded intimidating, she was always a loving dog, and she always wanted to meet people and play. And so, yeah, she's not with us, and she'll be coming home though in a couple weeks when they have to process. It's like no, I can't let her just go into the puppy version of Gehenna. I well, she's not going into the mass pit, and she's coming home with us, so she'll be with us, as we go along. But yeah, she was a good dog. I always said she was a good dog. Followed me around. It's hard to go to the bathroom now. Every time I went to the bathroom, she'd walk in and go, "Hello."
Everything coming out all right.
Yeah. Well, you should have seen her. When I first started giving her butt scratches, the first time I gave her butt scratches, like the look on her face is like, "Whoa, what's this? Should I like this? Is this good? Is this something that is in? He's getting close to my special area, but dang, that feels good right there with my tail." And then, of course, she'd always come by for a daily butt scratch, and she'd walk into the office to me, and she'd turn her butt to me. It's like, just and how she would talk in her sleep. Yeah. Even though Duchess does that too, but she was a little bit more resonant with her voice. So forgive me if I'm not fully the wild and crazy Baron. That and Cash told me he didn't like me anymore, and that really hurt my feelings.
Yeah. Well,
Because I'm not from California.
well, it's perfectly understandable if you're not your usual self, because, like I told you in Cash backstage,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm going to be my usual self today, because it's been a good weekend as far as the 4th of July, but it's also been a tough weekend. I lost a good friend of 16 years. who was like a brother to me. We worked in the same store when we first met. You know, I helped train him, and then eventually we got the same position in the store. I was the morning supervisor. He was the late night supervisor. But through all that, we had a very good friendship. You know, it was one of those friendships where we had each other's back, and we saw many movies together, of course, and you know, a lot of the early MCU movies we went and saw together. And, you know, we had our various opinions. The last movie we actually got a chance to see together, and we were just looked at each other like, "What the fuck was that?" Was Captain Marvel, because even at the end of that, you know, we were going, "Wait a minute." We're questioning the Tesseract and everything, you know, and how it related to that movie, and even these two girls that were in front of us, because my friend's wife had already left the auditorium, and he and I were watching the end credits. But even these two girls that were in front of us were like, "That doesn't make any sense." No, it doesn't make any sense. But he had been dealing with some serious health issues these last couple of years, specifically with his heart, and he went in for surgery on the 16th. The surgery went well, but when I opened Facebook on Friday, I saw a message from his wife, and I'm all, no, not Sheen, anyone but him.
Yeah.
He never judged me because I had a disability. He never looked down upon me. He saw me as an equal. He saw me as a human being. And that's what I'm going to miss about him. Our chats, our laughs that we had together. I'd be lying if I said this hasn't been an easy weekend to get through. Finding out that someone who was like a brother to you had just passed away. And Cash, I know you asked me before the stream, do I want to continue on with the stream? Yes, I want to be with my brothers and my brothers and sisters in the chat. But I can't stop thinking about my good friend Sheen, and you know, his wife and the four kids that he leaves behind, with his oldest being 13. And just what they're going through. He was a hard worker. He was dependable. He was reliable. And you know, he was someone you could count on. Not just as a friend, but as a human being. He was there for people many times. He would take a shirt off his back for you if you needed it. I mean, heck, there was a friend who had lost his wife and needed a place to stay because he lost his house. And Sheen let him stay with him and his wife at the time. And, you know, that's the kind of man Sheen was. You know, going to our first WWE event for the both of us with a couple of other people, and you know, just experiencing that, and you know, talking about it afterwards. You know how I told you guys how, you know, the last time I went to an International House of Pancakes, I had 2 good pork chops. It was that night with Sheen and those people I was with. So, that's something I will always think back on fondly. But just the time we'd spend together, whether it be at work, out of work, watching movies, doing whatever. And I make no apologies for crying. I'll be honest, I've been doing that all weekend. Because again, he may not have been my blood brother, but he was my brother. And I am sure as hell going to miss him. And the last time I actually saw him was when I was walking into a store, and he was actually walking out. And we hadn't seen each other in a while because of how busy he was. And, this being after Mom passed away. So I was busy dealing with that stuff. And, we saw each other, and it's like, hey, man, how you doing? And, of course, he has his kids with him. He said, yeah, we're just coming, getting some diapers and some stuff. And, it really brightened up both our days. It's like, here it is. We hadn't seen each other because of, again, like I said, different circumstances, that we were dealing with. But when we did see each other, it's like, it's good to see you, brother. And, even before he and I became supervisors, when we worked in the department that we worked in together at the store that we worked at, it was him, another guy, and myself. We were like a trio, a tag team trio. You need something done, we'll get it done. You need shelves put up, you need merchandise put out correctly, well, we'll get it done. We may bitch and moan and complain about it before we do it while we're doing it, but we'll get it done. But he was such a good friend, such a good man, such a good father. He loved his 2 boys, he loved his 2 girls, he loved his wife. Really loved her, and my heart breaks for her. And I will let you all know if I do see anything about a GoFundMe or anything. I'll let you all know.
Please do.
But he just turned 41 this year too. So, that being a young age and everything. But Rasheen, I don't know if anybody that was in our circles is ever going to hear this, but, I'm putting it out in the ether anyway. Thank you for your friendship. Thank you for the laughs. We had many laughs. And thank you for being you. Thank you for, just being an inspiration to so many people. Being a light to so many people, especially in this day and age. I'm going to miss you, man. And I hope and pray that God is watching over your wife and your kids. May you rest in peace, man.
Amen.
No, let me catch up with the chat here. I don't want you guys to think I'm ignoring you. Of course,
they know that you're not.
And it bothers me if I don't acknowledge the chat.
Mm-hmm.
But
I
want
to. They understand, but they know you're going to get to them eventually because that's the kind of guy you are, Mike. I'm serious too. I'm serious.
But Stephen, thank you for stopping by prior to the stream starting, man. Thank you very much. Of course, Tim, he was over on both the YouTube and Rumble side. Lady Miss, it's always good to see you. Thank you very much. Also, Padawannabe is here. Let's see, all zeros are on the wrong side of the decimal point. I don't know what that means.
Sounds cryptic to me. But it is Padawannabe. He's very cryptic.
And also, Tim, thank you for the $1 in chat there. Let me just go ahead and play this video for you. Let's see. I'll go ahead and play this one.
All right, put the money in the bag. I'll buy that for $1.
And yes. Rest in and let's see. Padawannabe is also over on the Rumble side.
He's rumbling?
Shane, good to see you, Shane. And thank you, man. Of course, we have Jace. Thank you, Lady Mist. And we also have Dork Girl. Good to see you, Dork Girl. By the way, Shane and Dork Girl, how's your camping trip going? Or how did it go? Also, Gary, good to see you, brother. And I know you guys understand, but there's always a certain way I want to run the show. And even in times like this, there's still a certain, professionalism you guys expect from me. And let's see. Jane says, you don't need to apologize, bro. We're all human. It always is, Dork Girl.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Hey, Lady Mist. No problem. No problem. That's the thing about Repo. If you have some monster chasing after you, you can't really pay attention to anything else. Especially the one that shoots the lasers. How many times have I gotten zapped by that one?
I've seen people play that game. It looks fun.
It is. You get a group of people together, and it's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Shane, it wasn't because of the Pfizer vaccine. He started having issues back in 2017 that he was getting diagnosed for. He was actually out of work for a few months because of it. Thank you, Sandy. I'm sorry for the loss that you and Baron suffered. Well, let's see. Anti-derivative Jill, good to see you.
Hi, Anti-Derivative Show. Long time no see. Trust everything's going good for you.
Let's see. She says hello to Tim.
Oh, now we get it. Okay. He was so
The box office is pitiful, man. 4th of July weekend, and it is sorry. And I see someone's renewed his membership. Thank you, Baron.
Really? Oh, yeah. No problem.
So
I can do it.
So
I'm tired of being nobody.
I owe you this. I owe you all of them, man.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Rise, Rodimus Prime. Optimus.
Wretched slugs. Don't any of you have the guts to play for blood?
I'm your huckleberry. That's just my game.
Glory to you and your house.
And let's see. Everything is good for me, but I'm sorry you lost someone. Thank you, Jill. I appreciate that. Yeah, I completely understand that. And Shane says the only way to fix Star Trek is to erase the reboot universe and get Pedro Pascal the Enterprise.
I hope you get zapped in Repo, man. I hope you get zapped.
Do not make me time you out there, Shane.
And he was doing so good there for a long time. Dark Girl, come on, keep him in line.
The way last night went, I think everyone spent their cash on fireworks. They went past midnight here pretty strong. Way bigger than the last few years. Happy 250th America. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, you can hate this country if you want, and if you live here and protest, but don't destroy things.
Mm-hmm. But he is right, though. Those fireworks are going.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And you know what? We've mentioned the box office a few times. So let's go ahead and get into the box office, shall we?
But before you continue on there, now you said you went to the Waffle House after a WrestleMania event?
No. International House of Pancakes. Also known as IHOP now.
Oh, okay. You said Waffle House. So I was thinking, wow, you went to a wrestling event, and then you guys went to a Waffle House and got a second one for free. That's a good deal.
No, it would have been funny if we'd gone to Waffle House and a fight had broken out. I mean, okay, that's not really funny, but it's like, hey, look, somebody's got a chair.
Yeah, well,
my God, he was just hit with that chair. He's broken in half.
Yeah, there's Phil sitting in the corner going, yeah, do it. Best show ever.
Phil's placing bets, man. That's what he's doing. But, ladies and gentlemen, 4th of July, right? Barbecues, fireworks, getting sunburned. Or going to the movies and experiencing the theater air conditioning, if it's working.
Oh, no, don't tell me. Don't tell me. Yours wasn't.
I didn't even want to venture out. As soon as I saw a few blurbs about the traffic and what my phone was telling me, it's like, yeah, I'm staying home. Don't need to be out in that mess.
I mean, I remember the one that my uncle and I went to up in Brainerd. Beautiful theater. Beautiful theater. Saw Ghostbusters there. You know, in fact, it might have been Ghostbusters we were seeing, but no air conditioning. Oh, God. I'm saying I'm really enjoying myself, except for that, so.
Yes. We used to have a neighbor in my neighborhood who would do that. After our area would put on the fireworks, and you can go to 3 different areas and watch the fireworks if you so choose.
Mm-hmm.
Well, our neighbor in our neighborhood decided, I've got these mortars. I'm going to set them off. So just when you're about to lull yourself into a nice, comfortable sleep, boom, boom. And you're like, oh, you moron. I got to work in the morning.
You felt like an Ayatollah in Iran. That's what you felt.
But you know what?
There was a time, except for this year, where sometimes the average people were putting on a better show than the official ones.
Mm-hmm.
Not last night.
Last night, everybody was just feeling it. 250 years.
I caught little girl with bottle rockets and firecrackers. I said, no.
You're gonna lose the paw that way.
She's gonna light them off inside. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No. She don't care.
Yeah, I did see where, up in New York and other areas, they had, flyovers and various planes from different eras flying over. It was really nice. And it was also really neat? Seeing some Brits experience the 250th anniversary of our independence. It's like, hey, how do you like us now? No, but it was funny. Watching some videos from last night, this morning, a couple of these Brits, and they're going on about, of course, the 4th of July itself. And then he says, yeah, I walk out today and somebody hands me a Bud Light. I'm thinking, no, I could have thought of something better to hand you than a Bud Light, but hey, that's just me. But
I consider that an insult.
The gist of it is the person said, have I been adopted? And a lot of the responses in the comments were, yes, you've been adopted. You're an American now.
America.
And it's like, I believe it was in Atlanta. They actually had a copy of the Declaration of Independence. And it was a large copy. And they're allowing people to sign it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, in this video, they're going, we're 2 Brits visiting America for the World Cup and, experiencing the 4th of July. Are we going to commit an act of treason by signing the Declaration of Independence? And then they looked at each other. Well, that's essentially what they did there. And they looked at each other and, they took their Sharpie and they signed it. Yeah.
What? And what was it? I can't remember how many people became citizens on the 4th of July in Washington, D.C.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, well, people didn't talk about it much, but can you imagine becoming a naturalized citizen on 4th of July on the 250th?
That's special. That is absolutely special. I mean, whether it be the 250th or for those who became citizens during the 200th anniversary.
Yeah. God, I love this nation.
Yeah. Yeah, they did pull out all the stops. I mean, did you see the fireworks show going off at Mount Rushmore?
No.
Yeah, it was quite spectacular.
Yeah.
we had some cool fireworks going off here until, of course, people were calling in because they actually cracked down on illegal fireworks. You started seeing police helicopters, and then, of course, there was some fire around a hotel, which was like, oh, here we go again. Yeah.
I did see a report on that.
Yeah, I just don't. At least nobody blew off their fingers, so that's a plus.
Well, at least that you haven't heard.
Yeah, I don't think anyone this time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I heard that you had a great show going on in your backyard.
I did, and I gave a tribute to this Baron guy. It says, "You don't get the donuts," and then I fired off fireworks.
Ooh, donut-shaped ones? Put donut-shaped fireworks?
That's right.
Oh, that's what you need to do, man. Yeah.
I made donut-shaped fireworks, and then under it says Baron sucks. So yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, I don't want to be. You come to my area. You go to certain parts of my area. You can get some good fireworks. Now there are some areas here where you cannot set them off, because if you're caught setting them off, oh boy, you're gonna be spending the night at the Great Bar Hilton.
Yeah, because they might have it in the States. City municipalities will have their own rules on things. Saying, you get out of the city and you can do it, but the moment we get here, we got our eyes on you. We'll frisk you with a nightstick.
That he was, and he celebrated his 100th birthday last week. And it's good to see Tree Rock's Supergirl released near the 4th of July, and they blew it.
What? Come on, Tree Rock. James Gunny Bunny only just wants a hug. Give him a hug, man.
Yeah.
Give him a hug. You want a hug? Give me a hug.
Best thing to happen to DCU.
I ended up going to see Supergirl with a friend, and I had mentioned it the other night, but this friend has been going through a very rough time, especially with medical appointments, work, and a lot of other things that But I'm watching it. And I'm going, okay. I'll tell you one thing that's ticking me off about this movie: this diarrhea color background and foreground that they got with all these, bland browns and coppers and just bland and dirty colors. It's like, oh God! And then of course I'm watching the movie and going, yeah, this movie's meh. Yeah, it's a 3, barely a 4.
That's
and you can see James Gunn's fingerprints all over it. Well, I mean, it was already the color of diarrhea, Baron.
Oh, I know. I mean, if it's they're trying to emphasize that this movie's crap. And what better way? Make it look like diarrhea. Cha-cha-cha.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you like Supergirl, fine. My friend liked Supergirl because she was spending time with a friend she hadn't spent time with in a while and watching a movie. But me, and she knows how critical I can be. A movie. I'm starting to crack jokes during the movie. And she knows if I start cracking jokes during the movie, and by the way, it was only the two of us in the auditorium, so we weren't bothering anybody when we started cracking the jokes.
Holy cow, man!
But I start cracking jokes and she starts joining in.
Yeah.
Now they weren't very good jokes, but they were my jokes, and yeah. I at least got a laugh out of them.
Yeah. At least you kept yourself amused.
Tim, always taking things out of context.
Yeah, what do you expect?
I don't know if you've seen this video that's been circulating around, but it's when James Gunn was directing Superman, and he's talking to David Cornstalk. and telling him how he's supposed to feel in this scene, and Cornsweat's saying, no, I don't think I should be feeling this way. And then James Gunn's saying, no, you gotta search in your inner feelings or some bullshit like that. It's like, yeah, you wonder why your 2 movies in the DC have failed, dude.
He still went along with it too, so yeah, I know.
Of course he did. He's a young actor. He doesn't have the star power.
Right. But
it's a paycheck, a high-profile paycheck.
Exactly.
Yeah. Are you going to speak out if you're getting a high-profile paycheck that will help pay your bills? I don't think so.
Hey,
I don't think so.
At least Catchy did speak up, but it's like in this stage, it's like, well, he's the boss, and I got to do what he tells me to do, whether I like it or not.
Yeah, it was funny. I was talking to Spock about that a few days ago, and Phil just seemed to get triggered or something. He's like, "Who cares?" It's like, you will care, Phil. You will care. Like,
it doesn't take much to trigger him. Let's be honest.
But I was sending that to Spock because it's like, I started to see that. I'm like, isn't that interesting? But yeah, good old Jimmy Gunn. What a winner.
Remember, Phil Slogan, and hi, Phil, if you're watching, by the way, I hate you all.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. And we love you.
How can we not love such a cranky old
we love you like a cactus, man.
Even though I'm older than him.
A prickly cactus at that.
Yes, very prickly.
But Judge Sparks says he was watching Independence Day and Captain America, the First Avenger at home before seeing the fireworks later on in my town. Thankfully, the weather was clear. It had been raining the whole day. Yeah, during last night's Cubs-Cardinals game, after the weather came through, there's a thick layer of fog that came through Wrigley Field, and I'm looking at it going, I can't even see what's on the screen except the fog. I doubt the players could say anything, and a few players on both the Cubs and Cardinals did say, don't you think we should delay this? We can't see the ball. Even with the lights on, they still couldn't see the ball because of how thick the fog was.
Yeah. What a game. It's like football when you had they're playing in a blizzard and you couldn't see the field worth crap back in the old days. You know, when you're in Green Bay. I think it was a Green Bay, Minnesota. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's nothing new there. Pookie. Nothing new there.
And even though I didn't hear about them, I wouldn't be surprised if there were a few police checkpoints set up last night.
Oh, yeah. For many things, it's like, were you drinking?
No.
I was sitting on flavor. Here, hold my beer, I'll show you. Yeah.
Yeah, it was only the two of us. And yes, at one point, yes, Baron, I did pay attention to my nachos.
Oh, yeah. Nacho, man. Oh,
super cheese.
Doing that. The former lead singer of the Village People left us. The police officer.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Yeah.
He passed away at the age of 77.
Mm-hmm. Now he's doing the YMCA up in heaven. Mm-hmm. Come on, you all join in. Why? Do the Trump dance now.
I'm sure some of our forefathers are.
Oh,
it was, what the hell?
I guess I'll bring this up, but
go ahead.
Phil is freaking playing hold fast and stuff, and I don't know if this guy was a college student or something, but he just started talking about Trump, and I'm like, oh boy, here we go. And I'm like, guys, isn't the whole point of like having fun? And I mean, I love the fact that people don't ban each other on there, but that dude just kept going on and on about Trump. And it's just like somebody needs to do the voice. It's like you've got TDS, but like it's so weird that people go on the mic and that's what they have to talk about. Dude, you know how many times that guy was mentioned in the Epstein files? So many times. It's just, and so it's just.
I don't like the St. Louis Cardinals. You hear me going on the mic, moaning and complaining about them every time.
I just am like, there has to be somebody. I know this is a war game, but seriously, like, dude, like, go find some Zen or something there, bro. But I'm glad I wasn't over the mic because I would have probably started doing. That's great. You know about Sleepy Joe, though. Sleepy Joe.
Yeah, I mean, when you're playing a game, you're trying to get away from it all, man.
Yeah, I mean, there's been some things I heard on that game when Phil was playing that I just laugh, but, like, I appreciate it being politically incorrect. Like, people are saying some really racist things on there about stuff, but, man, dude, they just have to bring up the Orange Man. The Orange Man! I can't take it. It's too much.
Quit judging people on their color. That's all I gotta sit back. Come on, be like King. Don't judge him by the color.
And no, Tree Rock, I'm not going to see the Odyssey.
No.
Yeah, I'm not gonna see
that. Not gonna do it. Wouldn't be proud of it.
Not gonna do it.
No, and here's a serious question I regret asking, but I have to. Now that you saw Supergirl, are you going to gift us a watch party on it to share the enjoyment?
Woo!
You heard that laugh? You hear that laugh, everybody? We're doomed. Doomed!
Dun, dun, dun.
If I have to watch it, so do you.
It's a trap. What's a trap?
He is the opposite of everybody else. I saw this movie, so you don't have to. Mike is I saw this movie. Now you're gonna have to.
Now you have to.
You're gonna sit there and suffer through the pain like I did.
Oy.
The pain. Come on, that doesn't work with me, Mike. You know that doesn't work with me because you're a Cubs fan. And besides,
I don't want my pain taken away. I need my pain.
I need my pain.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, I've already said whenever it's available on Amazon Prime, we're gonna watch Masters of the Universe. Not the Dolph Lundgren one. We've already done that one. The new one. The one where I can't make a promise that I'm not going to make a quip here and there.
Within 10 minutes. In fact, I'm even closer to saying 5 minutes he's going to start saying something, even though he's told us all before, I'm just going to sit and be quiet and let you all. No. He's going to break down, folks.
Dolph is very upset, of course.
What the hell happened to you?
And Dolph Lundgren is very upset because another Masters of the Universe He-Man movie bombed, so he's not happy.
Well, to be honest.
Oh, jeez.
I know. Well, Dolph, how about you promote something, that a lot of the fans that grew up with this stuff would love. How about that? No? Too much to ask? Oh, okay.
Well, remember, Dolph didn't even want to come back to the role.
Right.
If they were going to have a sequel, I'm not going to. And that was, it's like, you don't really have a leg to stand on, Dolph.
Yeah, seriously.
Besides, you took out Apollo Creed. Come on. In a nasty way. We're going to take your word, man. Even though you are more scientifically qualified to talk about stuff than Bill Nye the Science Fraud.
But wait a minute, Baron. He's a scientist. His show says so.
Man, come on, man. He does experiments, like science experiments, man, with kids before, man. Come on. He had that popular kids show, man. Come on, man.
Beekman was better. I'm serious.
Of course.
I tried watching Bill, and then, of course, Beekman. It's like I always went back to Beekman. You learned a lot on there, and you were really entertained, too.
Everything was fine with these people until it's not. That's how it always is. Everything is fine until it's not. I mean, it's the same with people like Caitlin Clark. It's like, oh, I can't believe the league. It's like, listen, so you want these thugs to continue to attack you until you get really hurt. Then you're like, I don't want to play in this league anymore. And then the league may just fall apart. But I mean, this is just an example of you do not bend to the mob. It's you can try, but once again, they're just going to eat you alive. So,
and Jet Spark says hi. I think on the way back from the fireworks show at the local park in my town, I think I heard some dumbasses calling out to some dude who was trying to cross the street saying, "I love Joe Biden." Yeah, they're probably 10 sheets to the wind.
Oh yeah,
Joe Biden. He's got nothing on my watches. My watches will destroy him. They're the greatest.
And look, we brought him up, and there he is, the mighty, the great himself, Philip J. McCracken.
It's the Philly boy, playing with his.
It's Phil McCracken. He's here. He's here to say Pop Talk is the worst show I've ever seen.
It's a horrible show.
Mike is the worst host. And he's got 2 buffoons for a co-host. The show should be canceled.
When you were asked if you're going to see the Odyssey, I was slow. I should have played this.
That's right. I said, I ain't giving you no $350, you goddamn Loch Ness monster. Get your own goddamn money.
I gave him
Here's the interesting thing, because, of course, recently when I went to the movies with my brother, and they showed the Odyssey trailer, and it was funny because in the trailer they did not show Helen of Troy. Wonder why?
Yeah, that was one of the trailers that we saw before Supergirl. I'm watching. I'm going. I have zero interest in this.
So
I should be at least somewhat pumped to see the Odyssey, but watching the trailer, I'm like. Nah.
They're hiding stuff, though. I find that funny. So, yeah.
Yeah, their version of Helen of Detroit, the face that launched 1,000 ships the other way. I saw one of the pictures. It's like, oh God. I'm sorry. It's not a racial thing either. It's just like they could have found a better looking. If they really wanted to go with a black woman, they could have found a better looking one than her. Honestly,
yeah, I just have this feeling.
Jones would have looked better,
I just have this feeling that they're gonna, since this is a more revised version of the Homer story.
This is the Homer Simpson version.
The Homer Simpson.
Yeah, but at least in the Homer Simpson version, you've got donuts. Come on.
Yeah.
Donut.
Hold on. I think I have it.
Donuts.
Oh, thank you, Mike. I needed that. Now what I need is a donut. Wish we had donuts. We need to get some donuts.
But
and Sony and their physical media stance, it's like, you idiots.
Yeah. Look, I mean, it was going to end at some point, but it needs to be gradual, like the what they did with PC, not just be okay, it's going to happen in a few years, fine, but just all the crappy stuff that they've been doing. Oh, you bought movies on the PlayStation Store? That's cool, bro. Oh, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Well, do we get a refund? What's a refund? Yeah, so it's just, you've got to do a situation like that gradually. Fine, you said you're going to end it, but it's just the way that they've been so crappy about it and their attitude about it. And then some of the other people, well, we will defend this. And you're just like, So they start blaming NVIDIA, and they start blaming, of course, AI bubble and all this other stuff. And it's like, well, considering an article just came out recently that there was 3 people might have skewing numbers, screwing over customers, but that couldn't be it, guys. That couldn't be it.
No, not at all. And it's good to see Red Spitfire over on Rumble, who says, speaking of Simpsons, I still say the Treehouse of Horror adaptation of The Shining is the best. Those early Treehouse of Horrors episodes are very good.
Yeah, they're
the early
really,
ones definitely are. Yeah,
they're really good. So yeah, they just
I like the one where they kidnapped the Clinton and Dole and shot him out into space. So Kang and can't remember what the other one was called that started running for president.
Yeah, and Jet, bringing that up, $50 million at Madison Square Garden, all the police officers, and so people were saying, "Look, we get political here and there, and it's just people were like, oh, okay, I see. So you need an ID to get into the wedding, fine, that makes sense. But we can't have ID for our country. Oh, I see, because that's racist." And I'm glad people continue to point that out, even us. It's like, yeah, it's the hypocrisy never ends.
Well, remember what I've always said. Eat the Rich includes Taylor Swift.
That's right.
You heard these.
It's crazy because somebody was pointing out when Zendaya and Tom Holland, it was like a private thing. They didn't cause any problems. But, man, Taylor Swift, it's like they cause traffic issues. Then they have all these police officers. Oh, they're there for that. Well,
because it's all about the pomp and circumstances. Right. It's KK.
That's right.
Yeah, it's all a publicity stunt, and
exactly.
Just remember, everybody out there, these people are not as important as they think they are. So just always remember that. And other people say, "You guys are just jealous." No, they're really not as popular as they think.
Yeah, how can I be jealous of someone who writes the same song over and over again? She might change a few lyrics here and there, but it's essentially the same song about how some guy treated her bad, and now she's getting revenge. It's like, oh, wait a minute. Taylor Swift? Yeah, I've heard this song before.
Mm-hmm. If she's writing all these songs about the guys, maybe it's not them. Maybe it's a her thing. Just saying.
I don't think anybody is. Anybody who has a working mind is looking at that wedding and going, yeah, this won't even last 6 months.
I mean, who knows? It's possible. I don't.
Of course, it's possible, but I mean, look at celebrity weddings, how short they can be.
They can be.
Yeah.
I just think it's horrible that the mayor would allow that spectacle, but they don't care.
Cash.
They get money.
Cash.
But
Cash.
I know.
Cash.
But the thing is, it's just embarrassing because I have to say, even Midorky, that's what I always call him. He tried to do something nice for people who were watching the Knicks game, and that turned into a mess. Now, I wanted to give him credit, but it's like I don't think he actually, or he did. I don't think he was hoping things were going to go bad, but they did, of course. But the thing is, it's so sad to me that they allow this stuff to happen because once again, you're giving other people headaches, and you don't care because you're rich. And, it's all about me garbage. So it's unfortunate.
Well, she's the most important woman.
Beaker?
Oh, of course.
Where's Beaker? I heard Beaker. Bear, did you hear Beaker? I just heard Beaker.
I didn't hear Beaker. Oh, was that? Oh.
Where's Professor Bunsen?
Oh, man.
I gotta make an AI image of Cash as Beaker now. Thank
Beaker,
you.
Man. Oh, man. Great.
I love Beaker. I always love Beaker.
Yes.
More like Hollywood weddings last 6 hours, 6 minutes, and 6 seconds.
Yeah, well, I mean, Lisa Marie's marriage to Michael didn't last long, and same thing with her marriage to Nick Cage.
Yes. Gosh. Yeah.
But Nick Cage got what he wanted. He symbolically screwed Elvis.
Sometimes you think like the celebrity marriage, like the Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston, was going to last forever, but no.
Now, as we get into this weekend box office, I know we've been waiting a while to do that.
Yeah, I mean, for an hour.
The box office.
What's wrong with us?
Nothing's wrong with us. Having these labs has really helped, guys. Really.
I'm glad.
But I'm not going to read this article from Variety, but I am putting it into the chat and the excuses that they make for why Despicable Me's Minions and Monsters only raked in $36.4 million here in the States for the 4th of July weekend.
Holy cow. They say it's the worst opening it had.
Yeah.
Wow.
And in total for, I believe it was a 4-day or 5-day opening that it had, it only made $61 million domestically.
Yeah, Crit really liked it a lot. He said it's his favorite Minions movie.
Well, Crit is a Minion. Let's just be honest.
Well, according to this, it says the budget was $85 million. So
yeah.
Internationally, they loved it around the world.
Yeah, yeah. And same with another movie. Remember, Super Mario Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
It opens up this year and it does better internationally than it does domestically, and that is what helped it get to $1 billion.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, so I'm just going to bring it up here. Let's see. Top 2026 movies. Let's see. Obsession. No, it wasn't Hoppers.
Hoppers was actually good.
Yeah.
You would like it.
Hoppers was good. I watched it somewhere. I didn't watch it in the theater. I found somewhere else.
I figured as much. Because you know Cash's philosophy, his model.
That's right. I said, I ain't giving you no $350, you goddamn Loch Ness monster. Get your own goddamn money.
I gave him it.
Well, I did get money to Disclosure Day, and that movie could have been way better, but whatever.
Well, we've all made mistakes when it comes to movies.
It could have been way better. My brother's like, we should go watch this. I said, all right. And he's like, I said, I know.
But if you guys remember, the international box office helped out Zootopia 2 when that opened.
Yeah, it did.
Oh, yeah. And I'm sorry, I'm still doubtful on Toy Story 5 with their opening stuff. Just something does not ring right.
Well,
I mean,
it didn't
like that movie.
It didn't look right because the domestic and the international were exact as far as the totals.
And 170 million on the opening domestic. I'm sorry, it does not follow along with how the trend has been going across the way. If they would have just gone like 80-some million or whatever, okay, I could believe that. But 170 just domestically? Mm-hmm. No. I mean, there would have been a lot of hoopla about that if that was for real. They'd still be talking about it in the news. Just saying.
Oh, Tim.
Boy, I like a guy who's optimistic.
Yeah. And I think Sleep Detective was an Amazon MGM movie, so it's available on Prime now.
That looks like a cute movie. That looks like a cute movie, and I never really heard anything bad about it.
No, Tree Rock, but the way things are going, Disney's going to make it look like it's $1 billion hit.
Yeah. Just like they did with Toy Story 5. I'm not saying Toy Story 5 is bad. I don't know. I don't know if it's good or bad. I haven't seen it. But the numbers is just weak. That's all. I'm just talking about numbers. I'm not talking about the movie itself. So,
yeah.
Don't think I'm trashing on it, folks.
Now, speaking of Project Hail Mary, I know one of the movies that we were going to watch this month was Born on the 4th of July. But I got a question for everybody. Because of what we've all heard of how good Project Hail Mary is, do you want to watch that instead?
Yes. Born on the 4th of July was nothing but a political campaign ad.
All right, so we got a yes from Baron. How about you, Cash? Cash, come in, Cash.
Going once.
This is Capcom calling Cash. Come in, Cash.
Ground
control
the maze.
Yes. I bought a new headset recently, so I think there's some kinks.
Well,
yes, definitely.
He has some kinks over his new headphones, people.
Oh no, that's not what I'm thinking there, Cash. He had some kinks.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Those soft pillowy headset, they're just so nice and soft. So silky across the body. And the vibrations from the sound, if you put the volume up so high. Really
volume up so high. I'm the greatest deaf guy.
And the long suffering's yelling at me, quit picking on Karen.
No, don't do it. Shut up, Baron. I take all your donuts. Don't take my donuts. They're gone.
No! He likes that pillowy goodness, even if they're donuts.
And Tim says, I feel like some money is being moved around with some of these films.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. I think we've seen evidence in the past of some shenanigans like that, haven't we, gentlemen?
The hell you say?
All Hollywood is right now is a money laundering scheme. That's all it is.
We're not getting the best stuff out. I mean, even people who like Masters of the Universe, some of this stuff, they have to admit, they're like, yeah, it bombed, and I have to admit that. It's like, good, if you can admit that, then that's fine, even if you like this stuff. So yeah.
Well, the thing is people, Dolph might be all upset that it bombed and all that. I'm sure Mike's upset about it. I'm sure a lot of people are, because the movie did not stay true to what He-Man and the Masters Universe is about.
I mean, I can't. Right.
Remember what I said when I gave my live review of the movie. There is so much to the lore of Masters of the Universe beyond the Filmation cartoon.
Yeah,
they could have drawn from.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, they did pull one of the characters from one of the DC comics of Masters of the Universe. She's in there. But to make it goofy and all full of jokes, it's like, no, I understand wanting to pay homage to the Filmation series. Well, that's where you have Arkle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That could have been the homage.
Right.
And the Battle Ram.
Well, I mean, I can't wait till we see Man at Arms next to his own vomit. That sounds amazing.
Oh, God. Yeah. Well, let's not forget the lost episode of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe from Filmation. Fisto's Day Out. Yeah.
Oh, no. Gosh.
Oh, God. Baron.
Fucking hell, Baron.
I was going to watch it tonight, but I ended up watching Better Man, Smashing Machine, and Support Your Local Sheriff. Hey.
That's a great movie.
All good.
Mm-hmm. Support Your Local Gunfighter isn't that good. But Support Your Local Sheriff, that is one of the best comedy westerns next to of course, Mel Brooks' classic Blazing
I know we haven't talked about bricks and minifigs at all, but I am well aware of what's been going on with bricks and minifigs and the bullshit they've been pulling.
Oh, just a second. I'm sorry about that, Mike. I was a little slow here.
What the hell you say?
I'll do better.
He'll do better.
Don't make me crack the whip, Baron.
Man.
Play the clips, Baron.
That's on you. I like
Sorry. No.
Whips, chips, chains, and dips. I tell you. Yeah.
Listen. We don't need to hear about what happens when you're going through for your therapy sessions with your dominatrix.
Come on, man.
You're making maybe not everybody in the audience, but you're making some of us jealous, man.
You should see
whips, dips, and dominatrixes. Come on.
You should see the one that took over for the cute one. That tall drink of water.
Oh. He's even got names for them, folks. The cute one. The tall drink of water.
Well, I always called the pretty one the cute one. Unfortunately, the cute one who I liked the most left. And now there's the tall drink of water. Yeah.
Yeah, we absolutely were. Oh yeah. We've heard the stories, the legends, the tales.
Hey, she dresses up in her Sunday best leathers when I come in. So.
Yeah, I'm calling bullshit on that one.
No, but she always dresses really nice. I even had to comment to her.
She's a professional, Baron.
Well, when you're a physical therapist, you don't usually dress up nice because you got to get help out with the stuff and so on and so forth. You get physical too, not that way. Tim, settle it.
and
I wish
right?
I just saw long stuff from the movie, and you know what? She's not kidding either.
And Red, I don't disagree, but I'll be honest. I can watch the 87 Masters of the Universe movie.
Yeah, I can.
It's a hill I will die on. I will defend that movie. It's not great. It's not perfect.
No. But Frank Langella is a lot of the reason to see it. And it's it's fun. It's fun. It's just like, okay, this is like another side universe of Masters of the Universe. But at least they got Duncan down. I mean, I like the guy who played Duncan in that too. I mean, he was good.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, and of course, when they're on Earth and they're eating the ribs and Tila's freaking out because, it's animal meat. And Man at Arms is like, it's no big deal.
Yeah, he just digs in some more. Yeah.
All right, we got to bring this stuff back to Eternia. Can we get a bucket to go? And I want to thank Kingsley over on Rumble for following the Rumble channel. I still say the 2002 series was really good E-Man series, despite being cut short. It was an excellent series.
Hey,
one thing I've consistently said for every adaptation since as they have overlooked the supporting characters. There's so many that they could draw from and use in the movies. New Adventures is underrated in my opinion. I didn't watch much of New Adventures. I was mainly watching Ninja Turtles at that time.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Nowadays, advertisers probably wouldn't support rebroadcasting the 80s Super Friends cartoon shows because of all the bondage scenes.
They're on
That's why
TV Tunes, Super Friends, actually.
Yeah, that's why we watch it, was for all the bondage. Come on. It reminds me of when I go in for my sessions. She's not kidding, by the way. She is not kidding. In all seriousness, they've been doing that cupping thing on my back. So I come back like I was making out with an octopus.
And meanwhile, the long-suffering standing there going, "Excellent, hurt him more."
Yeah. She sends them messages and saying, "Try this, try this. This is his weak spot."
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about it. We can all find enjoyment out of it still.
I heard her holler something.
And Red Spitfire, did you hear that they're coming out with a 4K release of the movie this year?
Ooh.
Can you imagine the rebroadcast of the 70s Wonder Woman series? Warning, viewer discretion is advised. Well, I see no problem with the show. It's no different than Baywatch.
Yeah, I mean, MeTV was playing it for the longest time. I don't know if they still are. But,
I don't know.
Yeah. But no, once you get
Heroes
that,
and Icons,
Magic
I
Halo.
think, has Wonder Woman's on.
What they're now? Okay, yeah.
I think so. Yeah, they've had it. For
Yeah,
a while.
it used to be on like before Svengoolie on the weekends, on Saturdays.
Yeah, I will have things to say about Man at Arms when we do our watch party.
I'm sure you will. I'm sure we all will.
And it's good to see Anthony Mazzano, who says, "Mike, this is an honest question. Do you think it's time to retire a franchise like Star Trek and maybe create a new one for this generation of movie fans that has similar concepts? You could create a series that has similar concepts of Star Trek, just don't call it Star Trek." So yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But I'm sure we'll talk a little bit more about it.
We will when we get to the article.
Yeah. I'm keeping my mouth shut on that.
Because we have this, and then we have another article after it where William Shatner reveals whether or not he'd return as Captain James Tiberius Kirk. I tried to do it, how it's done in Star Trek VI by General Chang, but I failed.
And just to think, the first time his middle name was ever spoken was in the animated series. James Tiberius Kirk.
But see, Anthony, the thing is, Star Trek can appeal to anybody at any age.
That's right.
In any decade. It doesn't limit itself to the era. Now, if you want to talk about the special effects and say that they're dated, those were the best special effects for a TV show at the time.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the show was watched by everybody. I mean,
That's the whole thing. When people are like, "Oh, I can't look at this," it's like, well, do you know what time this was made? This was like if something in the 80s. I can't look at this. It's like, this was made in the 80s, right? So it's not gonna look like you think like nowadays.
Hey,
I have seen it.
They do.
Just haven't been able to find it. And that's in response to what Red's saying about the DC Injustice and Thundercats Masters of the Universe crossover.
Wow, that sounds like a crowded comic.
Well, a talented person could put all of those universes together.
Actually, Gene Roddenberry, before his death, recanonized it. He was always back and forth on it, and he recanonized it, and then he never had a chance to do anything after that. But for the longest time, though, he was saying that the series wasn't canon except for elements of yesteryear. But then he canonized it again, and that's where we hold at. It's a canonized show, so it is part of the universe.
Yeah, and Anthony, they did create new characters. After Next Generation, they created Deep Space Nine with new characters. Yes, they brought some familiar faces in to help boost the ratings, but they created new characters. Then they created new characters in Voyager. Their mistake with Star Trek under the Vernon era and that particular era of Paramount Television was doing a prequel, because prequels were the in thing in Hollywood. Star Trek is about moving forward, not looking back and going back every single time.
Right. That's why I had a problem with Enterprise. No. It wasn't shot out of a cannon. It is official. It's official to the universe.
And a way you could verify that it's official to the universe are things that are introduced in the animated series that are later introduced in live action, like the recreation room eventually became the holodeck.
Right. Kirk's middle name.
Tiberius. That was the first series that mentioned his middle name.
Mm-hmm. And they used the from yesteryear the Spock's town that he grew up with in one of the remasters or whatever. They used that design for one of the cities. So on Vulcan. So yeah, I mean they've been grabbing stuff out of that. They even brought vacations into official. They were seen in Star Trek 4. In the background during the trial. It would have been great to have seen the Edowans, the 3-armed, 3-legged addicts. Yeah, that would have been cool.
I don't want J.J. Abrams to have control of Star Trek. That's the reason why Star Trek's in the predicament it's currently in. Mm-hmm. It's because of people like J.J. Abrams and then Alex Kurtzman putting Star Trek in the situation that it's in now, where it's not getting the viewership it should be getting. It's not even widely known for these new shows like The Next Generation is, the original series, of course.
Right.
And let's not forget all the cancel these shows. Discovery technically was canceled. Strange New Worlds, again, the same thing, canceled. Lower Decks, canceled. Prodigy, canceled. Brought back, canceled. I mean, they didn't really have true endings. I mean, look at Starfleet Academy. I mean, canceled before the series was finished. I mean, the first season was over. And yeah, they got the second season all filmed up and all that. But again, canceled. I mean, Picard wasn't canceled because that's kind of a special case. But there's reason you need to. If it's Star Trek, you need to go out on your own terms. Mm-hmm. Obviously, the 2 canceled series that we had with the original series and Enterprise. Other than that, every Star Trek went out on its own.
Yeah. And I'll answer any further questions once we've read the article that talks about Ellison's plan.
Yep. We need to get to that article, and we need to get done with this laugh.
Yeah, we need to get done with the box office before we move on to Ellison's plan for Star Trek.
So, where's Cat Video Fest 2025? How did that do?
I didn't see it on there. I wish it was on there.
Ooh, they brought the 85th anniversary of Citizen Kane. Damn.
Yeah.
That was great to see in the theaters.
Yeah, it wasn't even playing at my theater. Otherwise, I might have decided to venture out to see it. But with the way traffic is, I probably would have went, fuck that shit.
I didn't even know it was being re-released until I saw this right now. It's like, oh man, to see that masterpiece.
So Toy Story 5. Hold on, let me go back and actually talk about what it earned this weekend. 31 million just for the weekend. And of course, with the holiday and everything, it's made 366 million domestically, while it's made 398 million exactly. Again, there's that exact.
Right.
Another weekend where we're seeing the exact amount. That just seems fishy.
Someone's got to talk to Bob the intern who puts these numbers in. for Disney. It's like, come on, quit making it look so obvious that we're lying.
Yeah, when I had heard that Ronnie Cox had reprised his role in Prodigy, I was thinking, I thought he passed away, but no.
No. He's basically retired from acting and has been doing more singing, I believe.
But, All right, so Toy Story, again, just going back to it one more time. It's made $764 million worldwide, and it'll probably reach $1 billion.
If those numbers were really truly real, though, there'd be much more of a hubbub going on.
I know.
I'm sorry that everyone knows that's bullshit, even the industry.
Well, again, it's not the first time Disney's pulled some shenanigans with their box office numbers. I will always reference Captain Marvel because when people were showing their screenshots for different show times, some in the morning, some in the afternoon, some in the early evening, some in the late evening, how empty the auditoriums were.
Hey, wasn't your auditorium sold out for Supergirl?
No.
Even though just two of you in there, it's like, okay, DC goes.
No.
They sold out.
And Young Washington came out at the perfect time. 250th anniversary of our independence. And yeah, it hasn't been released internationally. I don't know if it is getting an international release, but 20 million doesn't seem too bad. But come on, folks, it's 4th of July. Go see one of our founding fathers. I mean, I want to see it.
It actually did better than I thought, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to have seen it, more than that, but
I would like to see it in more theaters.
Theaters, yeah, and that's one of the problems. Is the theaters, and I don't know if it got a lot of press. So
I only knew about it because checking the box office every Sunday and seeing a couple ads for it, but nothing major. Where everywhere I went, there was an advertisement for it on TV, radio, what have you.
Yeah, I mean, for crying out loud, this is the freaking 250th. That should have been pumped out there.
Mm-hmm.
And probably would have done better. But, what do I know?
I realize Angel Studio isn't one of the biggest studios out there, but partner with somebody to do the marketing.
Right.
And Supergirl. No, 9 million this weekend. After only making 37 million last weekend. And it's at 100 million worldwide. It's gone the route of Masters of the Universe, folks.
Well, yeah, I mean, when we were talking the other show about, Variety wrote how bad it was. And all the other ones are usually shills for this stuff. Then get mad at us for being critical. No, I mean, everyone seemed to be kind of dumping on it when it comes to the critics. And it's like, well, that's not a good sign. Usually they're there to kiss butt.
Yeah, and when the critics were already panning the movie, Grace Randolph even didn't give glowing reviews, and she usually gives everything a glowing review.
Mm-hmm. Disclosure Day, 6 mil. God.
Yeah, after making 44 million in its opening weekend.
Yeah.
It's barely made 200 million.
Doing slightly better international.
Yeah, but not much better.
No, I mean this it's coming to an end fast, and that's not good numbers. I mean, I'm sorry.
Especially for a Spielberg movie.
Yeah, well, Spielberg lost his magic. Let's just put it that way.
I know. I said that last week.
Mm-hmm. Just ask Amy Irving.
Yeah,
that's his ex-wife, people. Well, I think he's still married to what's her name from Temple of Doom, because he left Amy Irving for her.
Critics, shills.
Yeah, that's the point we're making there, Tree Rock. The shills were giving it a bad reviews. So, holy cow, 74.1%.
Yeah,
that's more than we were predicting last week.
I said 48% last weekend.
Mm-hmm. Right. I was going to say 42, but I said, okay, I'll go 48 with you. That's horrible.
The problem with Disclosure Day is that it's the build-up. It's like when you finally see the alien, you're like, oh, I mean, that's cool looking, but where's all the build-up? And then, I don't know, I just feel like some of that movie has just been Disney, and I'm like, there's no reason for this, but the reason they do it is because they're trying to, spoiler alert, get these kids, and then they do experiments on them, and then they're using them to bring out the message that we're not alone on the planet and whatever. So,
well, you know how they can.
Yeah, but that would be Universal Cash, not Disney.
Oh, I know, but I'm saying they did Disney crap in this movie, and it was.
Well, yeah, because of Steven Spielberg.
I didn't. Like I know, but I didn't like this. Like E.T. had way more of a build-up than this movie.
Well, it's like, to get the word out that there's life on the other planet. You know how you do that? You take your freaking spaceship and land it at the White House lawns and say, hey, here we are. You do the day the Earth stood still. That's how you do it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll bring somebody like Harlan Ellison back, and he would be like, "What is this fucking shit?" I could hear it now. Just some of the interviews that I've heard from in the past. It's like he'd be just like, "What is this?"
I would have loved to have heard him tearing that apart. I would have.
Well, not just that, but also Hollywood in general nowadays.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, he never liked Hollywood, anyways. So.
Well, Hollywood can certainly be a cancer, like a lot of things, unfortunately. But
Well, yeah, I mean, he's always called them the execs all sorts of horrible things. Of course, his film adaptation of iRobot, they were going to go with it, but the execs just couldn't understand it because. It wasn't pew. You had to actually think. Of course, his experience with Gene Roddenberry and all that, he was not really happy with Hollywood as it was. So it didn't take much to get him going.
Sit down with Ellison and actually understand the dang. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, he did. He sat down with them, and they basically gave him the head nod, like married men do to their wives. Yes, dear. Yes, dear. Yeah, they were basically yes, dearing him.
Okay.
Clearly knowing, not knowing what it was. They didn't even read the script.
The movie itself, I don't think is a bad film, but finding out all this stuff that you told me about before, Baron, makes me roll my eyes many times.
If you can find a copy, and you should be able to use bookstore, maybe even on Amazon or eBay. But if you can find a copy of that screenplay, buy it and read it, and tell me I'm wrong.
Right.
I got mine right.
I think but the college I graduated from, they have a script later. I wonder if we can go in there if we're not. I'll have to talk to them about that. But yeah.
Well, what's nice about
they might have it. They had a lot of scripts, obviously, and a lot of cool stuff too. They even had that Halo movie that never was made before. So, yeah, maybe they have.
What's nice about the iRobot book is Harlan does write in there about the whole thing about how things were going, and basically it's called Isaac and Me, and basically his dream was to be sitting in the theater with Isaac Asimov watching this movie, and then he's going through all the problems, this, that, everything I'm telling about. Then he goes into the script, so it's just to get his dialogue on everything leading up to that, and how Asimov was very complimentary to his script, even though he had to take some liberties to it. You know, you're taking 4 to 6 short stories that were put into a book and trying to make them cohesive. Especially the long time period between the beginning to the end. And, you know, there were adaptations of stuff on radio from My Robot.
Well, let's hold off on this conversation because I really just want to get through the rest of this box office.
My apologies.
It's all good.
But
hey, take
sticking with Harlan Ellison just for a little bit. His I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream is available for free on Epic right now.
I was just going to say that. You beat me to it, and I did get it. So I can't wait to play it. I've been meaning to pick it up on Steam when they have their sales and all that, even though it's cheap. But, you know, I like free even more. And Harlan Ellison plays the voice of the computer system, the AI.
Have a good night, Phil. Thank you for being here.
Later, Phil.
Really appreciate it, brother.
Yeah. Don't yell at the kids for getting on your lawn.
Yep. Obsession. A movie made for $750,000 to $1 million. Currently, domestically, has $245 million after making $5.3 million this weekend. Domestically,
and it had the drop that we're saying might have been for Supergirl.
Yeah,
it's doing great. It's doing great. This is a success story everyone should be talking about.
Mm-hmm. I mean, look at its international box office, and then you look at the worldwide box office with everything added to it.
Yep.
It's a bona fide success.
Yeah. That
off
thing,
of what could possibly be $1 million budget, and even if its marketing budget wasn't all that great, they made everything back and then some.
Just
over and over and over again.
Yeah. Just remember, T-Rock, that GOG is not perfect, and they are willing to do some pandering, just like Steam, unfortunately. Just like a lot of stuff, but
yeah, it might be on GOG too. I don't know.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, with a lot of these digital games on PC, we don't actually own them.
Yeah, we're renting them like beer.
Well, you know, Domino's, they're going to give you a digital copy of your pizza.
So is KFC.
Yeah. What, KFC makes pizza now?
KFC is going to do digital too with their chicken.
These companies coming back at Sony going, oh, hey, fine.
Oh man, Sony really just opened Pandora's box and then, oh, thank you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And then we got The Back Rooms, which was made for $10 million. Yeah. It's currently made $190 million at the domestic box office after its $3.3 million take this weekend, and worldwide, it's made $159 million. Or that total right there, $349,792,472. Again, it's made its money and then some.
Yeah,
over.
I mean, not
and over.
Yeah, not the same as Obsession, but still impressive and needs to be talked about. The second great, and I haven't seen it. I'm not talking about the movie being great, but when it comes around to money, these are the ones that actually have made oodles of dollars for the respective studios. Come on, folks. And only a 24.5 drop.
Yeah, that's not bad.
No.
And, it's like I said last week, I don't think anybody really cares about Jackass anymore.
Well,
yeah.
I don't know. Probably not as much, no.
No, not to be in the theater, at least.
I was disappointed because it's like, why do you guys have to start doing some pandering? Come on, Johnny Knoxville. Why? What is the...
Because he's still trying to stay relevant. He still wants jobs outside of Jackass. And
who told the Jackass crew that they need to go and be at a pride parade? I'm just like, okay. to promote their movie. That just seems ridiculous to me, but whatever.
Yeah, the thing is, True Rock, if you read that Variety article I pinned into the chat, they put a spin on this year's box office compared to last year's box office, saying it's actually going back to pre-COVID levels, but I don't see it.
I must be suffering. Yeah, I must be suffering COVID because I'm seeing the opposite. Isn't hallucinations part of COVID? That's supposed to be what it is. This is all hallucination to me.
I know. Well, the way Hollywood is, everything's a hallucination.
That's right.
Well, that's just it. It's supposed to be a hallucination. It's supposed to be all that stuff, but it's supposed to be on the screen, not trying to laundering money. So
yeah.
But the thing is Mike, I said that within that 5 year, we're at that 5 year mark. We are now seeing the change in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And the Possessions in Backroom is the perfect example of it.
Yeah.
What was the one last year that was extremely low budget, but yet took off like mad? There was one that was like $15 million they made it for, and it really made a lot of money back. I can't remember.
Now,
the first Megan, same thing. The first one,
yeah, the first one did great considering it had a low budget, and then they thought, we're a summertime blockbuster movie, and let's release in June, and it got stopped.
Yeah. See, the thing with Megan too, they couldn't afford to have Harry in the film with her. So.
And True Rock, this is my opinion as to why the theaters took so long to get more independent movies. They probably had a lot of pressure from the bigger studios to put their movies in over the independent movies because the bigger studios feel that their tentpole movies especially are the bigger draw.
They're wrong. And that's the big thing. And I've said it when they started coming out with these megaplexes. Or even like the Edina 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, they added a fourth one way back when, but it was 3. But I remember driving by, and it was 3 theaters had Mission Impossible, and 1 had something else. I said, and then take a look at the megaplexes. It's like they have the same movies in these different theaters, taking up like a quarter of the theaters of the same film, quote unquote, supposed blockbuster. And I said, this is absolutely ridiculous. You have all these theaters. You should be able to bring in foreign films. You should be bringing in these more independent films. All this stuff, you got room for it. You never know what's going to happen. Yeah. But no. It's like, okay, we got this block with these 6 theaters. And then the other one we got in 5 theaters. And it's like, no, when I go to a megaplex, I want to have a hard time deciding what I want to see because of the variety. And that's another thing that's killing them.
Well, that's what I've noticed at my theater, too. It has 10 screens. And in those 10 screens, you might have 3 to 4 of them occupied by something like The Mandalorian and Grogu or Toy Story or Minions. No, don't get me wrong. I know there are people out there who wanted to see those movies. Right. But do you really need to have them in, 4 of your 10 screens?
Right. And it's like turning on the TV. It's like you see a TV show or movie. It's like, nah. You change the channel, it's the same effing thing on the next channel, just at a different, different point. Then you change to another channel. It's like, what's going on here? Then you change to another channel. It's like the same thing. It's like, okay, that's it. I'm not watching TV.
These same cable channels have the same TV show. If you miss the first few minutes, that's okay. Go to the next one.
Right. Or just go and stream it because it's either on Tubi or on one of the if you subscribe to the other ones that they have, the paid streaming services, whatnot, But it's like these aren't hard to find anymore,
No.
Except for the ones that aren't. There are so many older TV shows like that don't get replayed and should. But no. They just focus on, honestly, do we need to have I Love Lucy on 4 different networks?
No.
I'm not besmirching it. I Love Lucy. I don't even think they're even showing the honeymooners anymore out there. Well, it's black and white. So it's I Love Lucy, so bite me. But we've talked about it. You like it. Brothers from the 80s it's Gary Shandling's show. First and 10.
Right.
They were on cable, but they were syndicated. Well, start showing these again. These were great shows. They even sanitized Bizarre down so they could put it on syndicated. So you didn't get the full burlesque scenes in there. They edited it before you got to see the babies.
Yeah. And Tree Rock.
With it.
And Tree Rock, yes, they should split up the movies between the Hollywood movies at one time and the independents at another, but they're not going to do that as long as Hollywood has a grip on what movies are shown in theaters.
Yeah. And they're losing money because of it, because just like you said, they're not selling out the other theaters. You got a lot of air between people. So it's like, no, okay, then let's condense it and put these in.
I mean, look at Scary Movie here. It only made 1.1 million this weekend, and it has earned 105 million in its 5 weeks of being in the theaters.
Mm-hmm.
I stand by what I said in week 2 of its release. The people who went to see it already saw it.
Yep.
It doesn't have the repeat viewership. If it had the repeat viewership, then these numbers would be a lot higher.
Right.
And it would have lost 63.1% of the theaters it was already in.
Mm-hmm.
And the invite. I hadn't even heard about this one.
No,
Joe and Angela's marriage is on thin ice. When they invite their enigmatic upstairs neighbors to a dinner party, the night spirals into unexpected places.
A simple plot. It does intrigue me because it reminds me of some of those films that we had in the 70s and even in the 80s. And it's like, I never heard of it really until now. Is it good? Is it bad? I don't know. I haven't seen any reviews.
I haven't seen anything on it. This is the first I'm hearing about it, Baron.
Right. I mean, it sounds interesting. It sounds like it could be a fun, quirky movie. It sounds like it might be a bit of a comedy as well as anything else. Who knows? But what do we know?
Let's see what they listed as. Let's see.
Yeah,
comedy, drama, romance. So,
yeah. So, right there, boom. That sounds like it has a possibility, and it's only in 7 freaking theaters. 7.
Yeah. Oh, you're not gonna make a lot of money in 7 theaters.
Right. Again.
Even if it was low budget.
Right. Yes. And the fact that no one really knew about it. Well, one of the things that hurts is we don't have the Friday paper where you had like 10 pages of movie, go see the movie here, see the movie here. And they have, a quarter page, half page, sometimes a full page for the movie, and then you have to listen to the movie.
You open your arts and entertainment section in your newspaper, and there'd be a full page ad for a movie that was coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And then along with that, you get the showtimes.
I love Friday. Yeah. Which theater was? The showtimes in there? It's like, you want to know what you're going to do this weekend? Just pick up that Friday paper and you get... I mean, how many movies were discovered in the 80s because of that?
Mm-hmm. That's how word of mouth came about. Okay, it was around before the 80s, but still.
Right.
Looking through your local listings, theater listings, and showtimes, trying to pick a movie, whether it be for family night, whether it be for date night, whatever it might be, and then going out to the movies. And I know some people who would go see 2, maybe 3 people back in the day who would go see 2 to 3 movies, all in one day.
Yeah. What fun in the summertime! See a bunch of movies, and then whatever afterwards. Grab a pizza or something like that. And it's sad you don't really have anything. Oh, we'll just work on Fandango. Yeah, the Fandango can suck its own. Or
there's nothing like that theater experience. But the thing about the theater experience anymore is it's gotten too expensive.
Yeah, it got too expensive. The quality of the product has dropped. All across the board. And again, trust bust.
Too many monopolies. So we'll be talking about a company here in a little bit that is very well on its way to becoming one of the second biggest monopolies in Hollywood, and that's Paramount Skydance. If that Warner Brothers acquisition is made official. But we do have The Mandalorian and Grogu, only 600,000 for this weekend, and there you see it. It's only made 176 million domestically, 152 million internationally, and then you've got the 329 million worldwide box office, which is pitiful for a movie under the Star Wars label. However, Disney, you've really dropped the ball ever since you've obtained ownership of the brand.
No, you misunderstand. That's really a hit. It really is. You don't understand how things work in Hollywood, but that came out to be a magnificent hit. Yeah, right. I mean, the returns are worse than Solo. And this is not a criticism or praise of Solo. I'm just saying. Solo
I actually like Solo.
Yeah, I did too. But that was the lowest one they had. Well, Pedro Pascal said, "Here, hold my beer," and he sat in the corner while this green snot kept on running around all over the place.
And it is good to see the Godzillionaire who says Disney didn't drop the ball. We're all just a bunch of filthy bigots. I mean, they were already saying that about men not going to see Supergirl. I'm a guy. I went and saw it with a friend.
Under duress.
Like I said,
yeah,
my friend needed the company because of what she's been through, and it's been a while since when she said Supergirl, I didn't bitch, I didn't moan, I didn't complain. I just said, okay. You just tell me what time and I'll be there.
You saw your priest for last rites. You walked that green mile, went in, accepted your fate, then started cracking jokes.
Baron. It was more like this. And this is just a joke, folks.
He said, "Today is a good day to die."
Supergirl, he hadn't suffered true enough. Her box office wasn't that great, and you got to blame the powers that be at Warner Brothers and DC.
It just reminds me of the best line ever that they had, a Modern Family, delivered by, of course, Ed O'Neill. Something happened. I don't know what, but just the line. It's like, yeah, that was worse than Vietnam. And I was in Vietnam.
But can you imagine Ed O'Neill saying that same line, but as Al Bundy?
Yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah. It was worse than Vietnam. And I was in Vietnam.
Wow, the last time you were in Vietnam. Shut a pig.
Yeah. Sure, big.
All right, so let's get to the article that I have on the thumbnail. That's the whole reason why we're going to be talking about it tonight. So here we go. StreamYards isn't cooperating with first sharing it, so I'm doing it like this. There.
Okay, you said StreamYard wasn't working with you?
What the hell you say?
That's okay. We've only got 1 to 2 shows left before we switch back over to Even Mux.
What? Why wasn't I told?
You were there, Baron. You were too busy picking belly button lint and eating your donut.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, eating my donuts, taking the belly button lint, trying to make little figures out of origami with my belly button lint. Made a rabbit.
All right, so this is, of course, by Matt McGloin. And let me make that bigger for the folks at home so you can read it.
Oh.
There. Now it's plenty big for the folks at home. And it was posted on July 2nd. And this is an update to an article that we actually had talked about not that long ago, in the beginning of the talks between Paramount and Warner Brothers, when Warner Brothers kept rejecting Paramount's offer to purchase them. So it says, we'll get to this too, but let's get to the actual start of this article. It says, following up on my report that David Ellison and Mike Luca are teaming up to save Star Trek once the Paramount Warner Brothers deal closes, my Hollywood insiders have now offered specifics on what that actually looks like.
He's got insiders? He's got sources?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we do too. I just look for an article from Cosmic Book News or anyone else that has an article that makes me go, let's talk about this.
Well, you see, I got a source who knows a source, who knows a source, whose cousin's ex-wife's brother has a source, and they tell me.
Well, yeah, I'm sure you got many sources. I'm sure you go down to the local donut shop and they say, do you want frosted, glazed, or sprinkled?
Raised with chocolate.
They trade him information for donuts.
Hey, best currency in the world. Forget Bitcoin. Go with donuts. By the way, Godzilla in there with all his money and all that, he should start a studio. Godzilla in their films. But back to you, Mike.
The short version, Star Trek is going back to the era when it actually mattered. Ellison wants to take Paramount Warner Brothers back to what works globally. And that's rooted in the 80s. Top Gun Maverick, Michael, and The Dark Knight Returns fits with that philosophy. The insiders tell me they're taking Star Trek back to what made Wrath of Khan to Next Generation work. Absolute DC takes DC to that same energy. There's a lot packed in there, so let's break it down. And this is Matt McGloin. This isn't me. The 80s philosophy has the receipts. Start with the examples. Start with the examples the insiders cite because they aren't random. Top Gun Maverick, produced by Ellison's own Skydance, grossed $1.5 billion worldwide in 2022 by resurrecting a 1986 property and treating it with total sincerity. No winking, no deconstruction, no apologizing for what the original was. Michael, the Michael Jackson biopic, just became the highest grossing biopic of all time with 977 million worldwide, passing Oppenheimer, and sits as the second biggest movie of 2026. It's a film built entirely on the king of pop at his 80s peak. Thriller, Motown, 25, and The Bad Air. Over 60% of the box office came from overseas, proving its global appeal. The Dark Knight Returns fits with Paramount's vision. And The Dark Knight Returns, Frank Miller's 1986 masterpiece, should sound familiar to CBN readers. As I exclusively reported back in March, Zack Snyder is gung-ho about adapting The Dark Knight Returns and finishing his Justice League arc once the Paramount Skydance acquisition of BD closes.
Oh, please! Zack Snyder, I love you!
You know, honestly, I don't know if I want Zack Snyder touching Dark Knight Returns.
I have... you flip a coin when it comes to Zack Snyder, some of his direction.
Well, he already did it with Batman versus Superman.
Right, I know. I don't know, but this guy is a fanboy for Zack Snyder, as we know. Oh my gosh, Zack Snyder! Zack Snyder!
First line for the Odyssey.
Please, dude.
It's Christopher Nolan.
Unlike Matt McGloin, I will criticize Christopher Nolan. It's not a problem.
I know. I know.
Come on, man. All right.
Now Ellison's people are name-checking The Dark Knight Rises as a pillar of the studio's entire global philosophy. And Snyder just happens to be sharing a stage with Frank Miller in LA on July 18th, days after the merger is reportedly set to close. Well, that depends on what the states who are threatening to sue have to say between now and then.
Mm-hmm. Right.
The dots aren't hard to connect. And it says, new G.I. Joe fits with Paramount approach. If you want proof this philosophy is already operational at Paramount, look no further than today. Danny McBride confirmed his G.I. Joe movie follows Duke and the classic Joes in Cobra Springfield. And it's not a comedy. That's the throwback 80s style action film, true to the animated series that my sources said Paramount wanted back in March.
Yeah, if you want to learn more about Mr. McBride, he's got an actual vision, and he's not one of these pinheads, even with his stuff about religion with the righteous gemstones, and they had like this gay thing that all these characters were actually built up, and these shows are not afraid to go into a more violent aspect. They're not afraid to go into some comedy. So I would definitely give Mr. McBride's stuff a chance. Vice Principals, Righteous Gemstones, Eastbound and Down. You might be surprised. So.
He's not a bad actor, to be quite honest with you.
Not at all. He was very funny in Tropic Thunder, too.
Yes.
All wrong. I love it.
DJ, good to see you, brother.
DJ
Ronnie G and his turtles nerd.
I shall leave you as you left me, ruined on a dead planet.
So great.
Buried
alive.
Of course, I gave the short version, but
Con! Con! I'm sorry, this is such a great movie.
I know.
It is. It is.
Listening to that pinhead try to tear it to pieces, it's like your reasons for this is just weak.
Yeah, what culture?
Yeah, no.
The pattern is obvious. Earnest, event-scale treatment of properties at the height of their culture power. That's the philosophy Ellison is bringing to the merged Paramount Warner Brothers Discovery. And it lines up exactly with what I previously reported about his vision. Filmmaker driven temples and making movies feel like events again. And they should always feel like events. We were just talking about that. People should want to go see a movie. It's like you were saying, Baron, go to a multiplex and have a hard time to what movie you're going to see.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
What Wrath of Khan to Next Generation actually means. The Wrath of God. I wasn't Earl Grey. This is not Earl Grey.
Patrick Stewart hates Earl Grey, and I do too.
For Star Trek, the insiders point to the franchise's golden run, 1982's The Wrath of Khan, through The Next Generation, which ended in 1994. That's the window that produced Khan, the Voyage Home, The Undiscovered Country, and 7 seasons of TNG, the era when Star Trek was serious science fiction built on big ideas, moral weight, and characters audiences actually loved. I don't hear any arguments because it's true.
Because even though Matt McGloin can be a fanboy for some of this stuff, it's just like he's still pointing out common sense. And I wish more people and whatever they want to call themselves, the media, would point out common sense. Sometimes they do, but it's funny we always find sometimes with the Bounding the Comics or Cosmic Comic Book News, like they just point out stuff. It's true though. It's true. You didn't feel like your audience were divided at this point. Not at all. There were some people that didn't like it, sure, but the majority still said, yeah, I like this, who were actual fans of this stuff. So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it does go on to say Kirk versus Picard and the Borg, Spock's death, meaning something, yeah, until Star Trek 3, the Search for Spock.
Right. But that's
Still
also like
movie.
the problem they were having with Kurtzman crap,
Yeah.
because they're killing off a character and they're trying
Right.
to get you to have the same feeling, but it's like, we don't even know who the F this character is or why we should care about them.
Or even
They're
if
dead.
it is a
Okay.
character that we know, like Rolarin, for example. It's like,
Mhm.
really?
Yeah.
You're not even gonna
Yeah.
build up to the possibility that she might die. You're just gonna go, oh, and by the way, she dies.
Right. Yeah, giving absolute terrible. Yeah. But no, she rammed the ship into the other one there so they could save everybody. There was so much wrong with that. Transporters, anybody? Set the ship, the shuttle, and have it go straight there and beam out? Yeah. I mean,
No, not only
absolutely
that,
stupid.
part of the beaming out process. I mean, I know this is something that the writers of Kurtzman Trek probably would have thought of, but matching the transporter frequency to the shield frequency so that Rolarin can beam off the shuttle.
Well, just like the whole thing of Dax and other stuff, like they do want to do these throwbacks. It's like, oh, look at the, and you're just like, okay, yeah. I mean, if what we've gotten recently is the best, is season 3 of Picard. If that's the best Trek we've gotten recently, that's not saying much.
That's not a high bar.
Mm-mm. But we got the Enterprise D back, didn't you?
Yay!
It went into the Borg cube and was flying around like in Top Gun Maverick and doing stuff. And it was so cool. Yay!
Yay!
No, it was Millennium Enterprise Falcon flying into the Borg ship.
No. Yes, the original was just fine. Exactly, Lady Miss.
It identified as a Defiant. Come on. Quit being insensitive. It identified as a Reliant. That's why it did that.
I don't know. I didn't. Obviously, nothing will be better than William Shatner when it comes to Kirk. But like young Kirk, I mean, it was all right. as I said, the Abrams movies, you can take them or leave them. If you want to leave them, that's fine. If you want to take them, take them. If you don't, fine. But I think it's always fair to say that they're not memorable. There's some scenes that may be considered maybe memorable, but not really. You just take them or leave them. And there's a lot of lens flares.
Too many.
Too many, man.
But you don't understand the significance of the lens.
Ah,
you gotta have that because it.
The lens flares are part of the mystery box.
Well, and it is true that basically the ship looked like it was built by an Apple store, but it's the bridge does.
I think I need a new iPad, Captain. You do not need a new iPad when the Federation provides its own personal access display device. Not
It's
made
like,
by Apple.
What's happening? Yeah. Oh, what's happening? It's doing an update.
Well,
in the middle of a battle.
Just updated the computer systems, and there's already an update 2.57 being released. And it's updating right now, and I need those shields up. Scotty, is there any way we can bypass the update? I'm sorry, Captain. It's really insistent that we really download this update.
And then we're going to shut down for a moment because it's got to do a restart.
Yeah, it's going to do a reboot. They're shutting down. Fire everything.
It's even like the Picard. Like I wouldn't. Well, I mean, I guess maybe people call it woke, but if anything, it's just. I know there'll always be people out there who disagree with that, but it was just a mess, and characters being killed like that. And it's just like other characters being killed. It's like, am I supposed to care or not?
Lady Mess, they did remake Wrath of Khan. It was called Star Trek Beyond.
No, Into Darkness.
I mean.
Into Darkness. Into Darkness. Yeah.
See, that was Wrath of Khan redone. The proper way, the JJ way. That's right. You ain't seen it until you saw it in the original Jar Jar Abrams.
JJ admitted that he shouldn't have done that job. I'm like, really? I mean, other people like it. I don't know. I just feel like, look, if you're going to like the sequels or you're going to like the Abrams film, at least appreciate the stuff that came before it. Can you do that? If you can do that, then people deserve credit.
In Star Trek, I had Kirk eating an apple like he did in Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Khan. Don't you see the connections? I respect
it. Don't forget that, Baron. Maru.
Yeah.
He's eating an apple. And then he's pointing his finger like it's a gun and going pew, pew, pew.
Pew, 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 pew.
See, I respect the source material. I know what I'm talking about.
Yay!
No, the DJ respects the source material because when I said personal access display device, you know exactly what I was talking about.
Well, I knew what you were talking about. I just
very exciting.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. It's just weird, man. And going back and watching more of the OG stuff recently, and I'm going to watch more of it. I was like, it's just, it's so sad how Trek is just it's just like, can we have the boulder hit the Enterprise? Whoops, I didn't mean it. Oops. Yep. Yeah,
I cannot change the laws of downloading. You've got to give it 30 seconds. I was going to try to do my Scotty impression because it's not very good.
Aye, Captain. The ship's going to be restarting and it'll take 5 minutes. I cannot change the laws of Apple.
It's one thing when people are laws of Apple. It's one thing when people want to do their own stuff, JJ and stuff, and you can find things you like in there or not. But it's when you take on the beast and you're like, oh, I know of this. I know of this. And maybe you'll find things, okay, this could work. I could see this in Trek, fine. But then there's other stuff you're like, you guys could have done this better. But just like Travis Knight, it's just are you guys really super fans of this stuff? Do you really understand the material? Do you care about understanding what came before this? So that seems to always be the problem. Yeah.
At least Jar Jar was honest when he
Yeah,
sat
he
back.
was.
I was
He
never
was.
a Star Trek fan.
Right. He was
Okay.
honest about that. So, yeah.
I'm a Star Wars fan. So he made a Star Trek movie that was like Star Wars.
Right.
And then he says, I'm a big Star Wars fan. So he goes on over
Right.
to Disney and promptly destroys that too because, well,
it's just, if anything, man, it's a mess. It's like, dude, there's just so much you don't understand about where these characters should be. And you just throw stuff in there. And I mean, we even had like a Mary Poppins moment in the the Last Jedi.
God.
It's ridiculous.
Mary Poppins.
That was also Ryan Johnson's work. So
yeah, it was.
Yeah,
it's so crazy because other stuff they did, Looper and some of this other stuff, Cloverfield, there was substance there. There was more Pacific Rim, the first movie. There's substance there, and I know Tree Rock wants to throw Abrams in the trash all the time. I can see that from his comments, but there was still substance, even the way Lost End, if you like it or don't like it. But when you're taking on a beast and you don't respect the beast, I don't care what it is. It's like, yeah, people have a right to be like, dude, what are you doing? What's going on here?
Yes. It says here in the article, the Kelvin timeline proved what not to do with Khan.
Right.
And no, J.J. Abrams' Star Trek Into Darkness doesn't count. Hollywood already invoked Khan once and got him exactly backward. Ricardo Montalban's Khan was a genetically engineered Superman, a chest out Melville quoting warlord whose obsession with vengeance drove the whole movie. An alpha adversary Kirk feared for good reason. Abrams gave us Benedict Cumberbatch as a broody mystery box. John Harrison flipped the iconic beats with Kirk dying in the radiation chamber and Spock screaming Khan, and capped it off with Spock winning a fistfight against a genetically superior superhuman. It was Rathacon Karaoke. The name without any of the medicine. Yeah. Rasheen and I went and saw Into Darkness, and when he and his wife at the time asked me what did I think of it, I said, Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan is so much better.
Oh, of course. It just is.
Now, granted, they did like it because they weren't, big Star Trek fans and they like the action in it, but I'm watching it going, no.
Yeah,
You wounded me, Kirk.
I would rather people just follow like my brother's example is that if you like the Abrams film, but you respect what came before it, I just am like, okay, I can understand that. At least you understand you respect what came before it. And I'm sure my brother would never say that movie is better than Wrath of Khan. There's no way. He loves Wrath of Khan. So it's a great movie, It's definitely my favorite Trek film.
What was fun that night that we went to see Star Trek Into Darkness was being able to explain to the two of them, this is why the Wrath of Khan is so much better. This is where they got the idea. It came from an original episode of the original series, and they expanded it into this beautiful movie. And Rasheen even told me one time he watched it and he liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Star Trek 2 is okay, but it's no Star Trek 5.
Yeah, gosh. Jeez.
Barrett. What does God need of a starship?
That's a good question.
I mean, I didn't think I was. There's a few parts in Star Trek 5, I have to admit, that the stuff with Bones was good, and I don't know, the row your boat stuff is ridiculous, but I guess it's kind of
the beginning of the movie, and my whole thoughts on the movie is it's really about the brotherhood between Kirk, Spock, and McCoy.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I will stand by that. No, it's not a perfect movie. It's not one I can actually sit down and watch over and over again.
No.
But I understand what it is about. Yeah, some say it's a dream that Kirk was having.
Right.
But I took away from it. It's that it's that long-time brotherhood, that long-time friendship of Kirk, Spock, and McCoy going on the Avengers together, risking life and limb, not just for themselves, not just for each other, but for the crew and that starship that we call Enterprise. And
well, you know, the one thing that's great about Star Trek 5, no matter what you say, it's still better than what we've gotten going from Jar Jar on.
That's not, yeah.
Hey, it's still better.
And you know what, Tree Rock? Peter Weller actually has a unique distinction. He was on one of the last episodes of Enterprise, not the last, of course, that was These Are the Voyages, but he was on one of the last episodes of Enterprise, and then he's in Star Trek Into Darkness, so he was part of the Berman era and the J.J. Abrams movieverse era.
Mm-hmm. Well, Peter Weller's a good actor.
Yeah,
really good actor, yes.
And it says, going back to what made Rathacon work means bringing back that kind of villain, dominant, masculine, larger than life, and genuinely dangerous. Not another ironic remix. That's the 80s in a nutshell. Notably, the film franchise has been dead since 2016's Beyond, so the Kelvin approach speaks for itself. And it says here, Star Trek fans didn't leave. Hollywood did.
Yep.
Compare that to the Alex Kurtzman era. Discovery, canceled. Starfleet Academy sets already torn down, and a franchise reduced to a niche streaming noise after years of chasing the same divisive Hollywood messaging that gutted Marvel, Star Wars, and Doctor Who. It's the same story I've been covering all year with Supergirl's collapse. The quippy, self-aware formula is dead, and audiences world are rewarding sincerity.
Yeah, they always have to make this stuff divisive. It's crazy. I don't know. Lately, it's really something. Divide all the time. It's like, why are you guys doing this? Because we can, right? Yeah, sure.
Well, there's nothing wrong with a little quirkiness. I mean,
no.
There were, in Star Trek, obviously there's some quirkiness in Star Trek.
Of course. Yes.
Even Star Trek 3, Don't Call Me Tiny.
Right.
I mean, even Star Trek 2 had a little quirkiness.
Well, Star Trek 5, when Kirk, Spock, and McCoy are in the brig and they hear tapping on the wall, and it's Morse code, and Kirk, Spock, and McCoy look at each other and go, stand back. What are you all standing around for? Don't you know a jailbreak when you see one?
See, that was a good scene. I mean, that was one of the good ones that they had in Star Trek 5. That was believable.
And it says, yeah. Well, I mean, let's face it. The crew, being so tight-knit, they would do anything for each other.
Right.
Including a jailbreak.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
now,
Spock mentioned that he was the test subject to see if anybody could break out, but lady, you got to use the right tool for the right job.
Now, when you go there, I know the ship like the back of my hand. Bong, thud. Now, that quirkiness is, come on. No, that was
stupid. That was stupid.
The breakout was great, I thought, in that movie. It was like one of the highlights of the film. Yeah. I mean, it would have been interesting if Shatner would have listened to Leonard over.
Exactly. He should have, yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Harv Bennett was going to tell Shatner the way he wanted the film done, and Shatner was going to listen, and Nimoy tried to warn him.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we got a lot to thank him for, but there's also a lot of stuff we have to say back and go, really, Harv?
Remember, it was Harv Bennett that wanted the Starfleet Academy series.
Mm-hmm.
But it says here in the article, Star Trek fans didn't stop caring. Hollywood stopped giving them Star Trek they signed up for. Going back to TNG, to TNG blueprint is the first sign in a decade that somebody at the top actually understands that. Hell, if I didn't still care about Star Trek, I wouldn't be doing The Adventure Continues.
Amen.
And it says Absolute DC takes DC to that same energy. Regarding DC and its Absolute line, I recently reported that DC's Absolute line is outselling Marvel and drove the Absolute Batman animated green light, with insiders crediting its sync with the global anime and manga wave and arguing the line vindicates the big swings of the Snyder and Nolan era.
But I hate that symbol on his chest. It's like, really?
Let me say it again.
Okay.
Roll
Yeah, I'm not feeling that too much.
It's like a grease-painted mustache with some little lines on top. No, it should be. If you're going to have an Absolute with Batman, it should have been a freaking, absolute monster of a bat on there, not whatever that is.
Yeah, that's true. We did. That's true.
I agree with you, Jill. I really do.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying too, Jill. It's not one of those movies with Star Trek V that I'm gonna constantly go back and watch over and over again like the others.
I mean, I
will sit through it. I will watch it, and I'll still appreciate it for what it is.
I mean, after all these years, after my brother told me don't watch that, I finally watched that with some of you guys. It was like, well, I like the bone scene.
Well,
like
you did see some good acting chops from DeForest Kelly, but you wouldn't expect anything less from him.
No.
And Jill mentions that she's glad that we got Star Trek 6 instead of Starfleet Academy. That was always just not a good idea. It's just worse now than it would have been then. Even if you had people like Rick Berman and stuff working on that show as well, it wouldn't have turned out to be gold.
I'm not sure. They'd have to do a lot with that stuff, and you have to make sure the cadets are interesting and stuff. You could do it, I guess, but they dropped the ball in a lot of stuff with Trek. It's like we didn't get that Klingon show. I mean, you just go on and on and on and on. It's the same with Picard. Why does he have to fight the Borg again? Because it's like, and then the changelings come in, and I've learned more about the changelings since watching more Deep Space Nine.
The Founders.
That's right.
Cash.
Yeah, the Founders.
They're only changelings to me.
The changelings. But yeah, I mean, this
like the
whole
Cardassians
thing,
will always be Cardies.
It's the Cardis.
I'm the Cardassians. I just got the damn thing fixed.
It was like we didn't need to have that. And where the Romulans and some of the other species or aliens we've gotten to know, it's just okay. We have to have the Borg again. It's just like the Joker and the Batman thing. Joker has to be there because Batman, and there's like people still out there that Joker has to be there because Batman. It's so ridiculous to me. I'm just like, not this again.
There's so many other villains they can pull from besides the Joker, besides the Penguin.
Right.
I mean, I would love to. I would love to see them actually take a serious effort at Mr. Freeze.
Yes, sure. Why not? I mean, they can do this,
What?
and even
Arnold's
they had
definitive.
you can have a series even without Batman. Just make sure it connects. That's all. And if Batman's not there, you've got to connect other things from what came before it. Then it'll work, because that's why the Penguin show worked so well. I got to show that to you guys, but it just
No,
works
you
so
don't.
well because it connected to the Batman. Yes, I do. It's great, man. It really is great. I don't know if we're gonna get a season 2 though, but yeah.
Well,
And
what about the Black Mask? They could bring the Black Mask in. They
Well,
could bring in Deadshot.
yeah, they
They could
could.
bring,
And Black Mass
you
was
know,
like the only good thing really about that Birds of Prey movie. I always forget that. It was the only good thing about that movie. Everything else is
Hugo
so...
Strange. They could always bring in
Yes, of
Hugo
course. He
Strange.
was great. Yes, he was great.
Right. Ra's
Yes.
al Ghul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've had him already, but yeah, which I thought
But
worked
no,
out
I mean
well.
bringing him in as he's supposed to be.
Oh,
Bring him
is
as
he
he's
supposed to be more of the... Okay, all right, yeah.
And his daughter, Talia al Ghul.
Yes. We could bring her back. Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
you can bring these things back. You can, when you reboot this stuff, you can bring it back. I mean, I liked what Nolan did with Raj Al Ghul, but I know what you're saying. More of the Lazarus Pit kind of stuff. Comes back from
you
the
could
pit.
go back to
Yeah.
go back to the back when they actually had their first recurring villain, Dr. Death. I mean, again, there's so many people wouldn't really know who these are, and then boom, it's like, these are Batman villains. We're reintroducing them to you.
Yeah, and I'm personally not a fan of trying to turn the Riddler into having being a white cult supremacist guy or whatever, has a white supremacy cult. I'm not a fan of that. It's like, that was never the Riddler. I'm like, no.
I mean, again, getting to Star Trek too. I would love to find out who those aliens were in Conspiracy. Why did they come and basically infiltrate Starfleet the way they did?
Yeah.
We've never gotten an answer.
Yeah, because they didn't know what to do with it. It's like, really? Then the Borg came and they decided to go with the Borg. It's like, these could still have these little guys causing issues as well. I mean, there's so much you could have done.
Could you imagine if they were causing trouble during the Dominion War? Forget the Dominion.
Right. Them, doing their little things and manipulating things. It's just I know the comics continued on with it, with having them come back in and such, but honestly, that would have been such a great adversary group that came in and freak out. Are they or are they not? Let's take a look at the back of your neck.
And would they have come up with countermeasures so Starfleet couldn't look for the back of the neck as the obvious answer? Are you or are you not who you say you are?
Exactly. Exactly.
And getting back to the article, it says what's new today is the connection. Ellison's 80s rooted global philosophy and the absolute energy are being described as the same playbook. Star Trek goes back to Khan to TNG. DC goes to absolute. Add in Snyder's Dark Knight Returns ambitions and Gulf backers wanting to go big on the Snyderverse, and that's post-merger, and the post-merger picture is coming into focus fast. Okay, so before we get to this one, I do want to talk about this one, of course. Thoughts on this article and this reported plan, this rumored plan. I know we don't talk about rumors that much anymore, but I saw this and I thought we need to put our heads together, our thoughts together on this. And by we, I mean everybody.
Oh, it's not the royal we this time. Good.
No, I don't know. I'm with Spock. I just think Shatner's time has already passed. He's 95
No,
years
no,
old.
hold on.
Sorry.
We're
Go
not
ahead.
even to Shatner yet.
Oh, okay.
Your
Okay.
thoughts on
I'm jumping
Ellison's
ahead.
plan.
Settle it, Cash. Settle it. I know you're so cranky because of what happened this weekend.
Ah! It's not a liquid! It's a great many pieces of solid matter that form a hard floor-like surface! Ah!
No.
Mr. Cash, quit skipping ahead a few pages in your textbook. Stay on the page that we are on now.
All right, I guess. Go ahead.
Shame on you.
Mr. Cash.
Detention.
Come see me later after class.
Nope, not going to do it.
All right, here's a detention slip.
Oh well.
Yeah, because this is gonna be me and Mike after the show.
What would you say you do here?
A lot.
Of course, I'm not.
and then Cash is going to say,
I have people skills. I am good at dealing with people. Can't you understand that? What the hell is wrong with you people?
Then what's going to happen? I get into an accident. I'm going to get a big settlement, so it's all good.
yeah, you're gonna make a jump to conclusions.
Yeah.
But anyways, everybody, what's your thoughts on Ellison's plan? Using a formula that worked, with it being the Wrath of Khan and the Next Generation.
Well, to be honest, I've been saying that for I don't know how long now. And that's what you need to do. But you need to keep it in the Star Trek, what they call now the Prime Universe. And the only logical thing is to pick it up after Voyager. Move it ahead.
Nemesis would be the one you would pick it up after.
Okay, my apology. Yeah, Nemesis.
Oh boy.
Do just like what Roddenberry did. Move it into the future. A new Enterprise, new crew. Have it like 78 years, like the original was. Between the two generations, and start fresh there. Get the staff together. Have them watch Star Trek from every iteration. And I'm talking about the original animated, Next Generation, DS9, Voyager, Enterprise.
So basically, like what Harv Bennett did and Nicholas Myers did for Star Trek 2 is, have them go back 79 episodes. Well, guess what? You got 735 episodes plus 10 movies to watch.
No, I wouldn't have them watch every one of them. I'd have them watch selected ones out of it. And I'm talking about good ones and bad ones out of each one. So you pick a certain
Shades of Grey.
each one of the iteration. Right. It's like this, take a look at this episode. Now, there's promising things that they had for this episode, except for one thing. They turned into a clip episode. You mean to tell me that they couldn't have continued on the story, what's going on there with a low budget, because that's what their excuse was. We didn't have a budget for it, and do it as low budget and do a good story. Point out these bad ones, as well as the good ones. Move along home. Exactly. And
I will still say about that episode, it was good until it couldn't stick the landing.
Yeah. We'll watch the episode, then we'll discuss. Then we'll watch another episode, and then we'll discuss. And we'll make comparisons between the two episodes. And yes, this is going to take a little while. It might take a week, might take 2 weeks going through there, but this is your initiation on how to do Star Trek. And
we do not do things lightly here, ladies and gentlemen. If you're gonna watch Star Trek, you are gonna be knee deep in the mud of Star Trek. You're gonna live, eat, sleep, breathe Star Trek once you are done here. You're gonna know how to speak proper Klingon once you're done here. I'm doing it that way because it would be a Star Trek boot camp.
Exactly. And we'll sit back and say, don't any of you look at any Jar Jar films or anything that was Kurtzman. That's not how you do it at all. Don't even imagine those exist. They do not. They are in a wasteland of a universe called hell. And that's what happened to them. They're that mirror universe, but they're in the hell universe. We're continuing on the Prime. This is how you do it. And of course, yes, Star Trek 2. Have them see Star Trek 2 and Star Trek 5 and have that comparison.
Yep. Now, Anthony was asking earlier, how do you appeal Star Trek to the younger viewer? You don't alienate the younger viewer. You don't alienate the older viewers or anyone in between. You present it in such a way where everybody can watch it. You give everybody a reason to keep tuning into your show.
Yeah, well, it's just it's a lot of talk and stuff, and that's why even like sometimes for me, like I just like to jump ahead on this stuff because it's just like, what can they fix this? Maybe, maybe not, or maybe it's just time to actually take a break for a few years or longer.
Yeah, take a break for a few years, but in that time, you can still plan. And no movie.
And no. Star Trek does not need to be on the big screen. Keep it on the screen. But if you are going to have downtime with Star Trek without any series and movies, you still have something in the works, but you make sure you get the right people to work on it. Even if you have to call up the people who worked on it during the Berman era.
Yeah, give these people tests. What do you know about this? Like, it's come to that point, unfortunately. I wish it didn't. I really do. But it's come to the point with a lot of these franchises. What do you know about this? And if they can answer a lot of simple or good questions about old Trek and whatever, then it's like, okay, I think we have something here we can work with. If they can't, they just want to talk about Kurtzman and Abrams, but especially like Kurtzman stuff, then no. I don't then this is not.
You're fired.
Right. And it should also be like, do you guys want to make money? Like, that's the whole thing. Let's try to heal the franchise and also start making money because we are a company and we need to make money. So yeah.
See, the thing is, the Star Trek appealed to all age brackets.
Yes, it did.
It did. So there's nothing to change from that formula.
No, there is.
Kurtzman and Jar Jar were messing with that formula.
Right.
And dumbing it down while you're doing that. If you start doing that, you're dumbing down the product. But my former wife, when she was young, she sat back and told me that on Star Trek nights, everybody got together and watched. It was the one show that everybody could agree on watching. Yep. Other than that, everybody had their own tastes on stuff. So, her mother, her father, her brothers and sisters that were living there at the time, in front of that TV, glued and watching. So, about that age, she was probably 11 or so when Star Trek came out, maybe a little bit younger than that. And of course, the whole 3 seasons, and a lifetime Star Trek fan now. And so you don't need to appeal to a certain segment. No. The show, this is one of the times where you sit back and say, F the demographics. Star Trek is beyond demographics. It's one of those that does for everybody. If you do it right, it's a show for everybody.
Even the animated series is a perfect example of that. You don't have to dumb it down because it was on a Saturday morning time slot. You can still write it like proper Star Trek and have kids watch it. Heck, for the live action series, the original series, I wasn't around in '66 when it first aired, but I was watching repeats at the age of 7, and that was 41 years ago.
Right.
So if a 7-year-old like me can actually sit down and grasp some of the concepts that I was talking about and learn some of the concepts that I was talking about, and even have my parents teach me about it, concepts that they're talking about, who's to say that a 7-year-old today couldn't sit down with his parents or her parents and have them explain what's going on. Because that's what Star Trek always did. Didn't matter what age you were, they would explain it, what was going on, and then it would leave it open-ended to let you decide, is this the right choice? Is that the right choice?
Mm-hmm.
It didn't dictate to you, and that's been the problem with current Star Trek under both J.J. Abrams and Alex Kurtzman, is it's telling you what you should think, why you should think it. Classic Star Trek leaves it open-ended so you can use your own train of thought.
Right.
Critical thinking.
See, the big demographic is, do you like the show or not? That's beyond age. And it's amazing how many closet Trekkies there are out there, or had been, especially when it's like the movies would not have been done as well. Our next generation, that if we didn't have the closet Trekkies out there, they won't admit that they're Trekkies, but they watch the show. So, you don't have to like science fiction to like Star Trek.
No,
they're probably the NYPD PD Blues and Dallas watchers and all that. But when it comes, they're one break from all that into the world of the fantastic is Star Trek, our The Next Generation, our DS9, and that's the important thing. The demographic is keeping the people you have, and let them, keep on telling good stories and let them be the ones going to the water coolers talking about it.
Just a lot of those stories aren't code of honor.
Yeah. And which would be also on the list of don't do's that haven't watched. See this episode? We are not doing Amos and Andy in space. You got it? The Hood of Slater.
Well,
that went over my head.
You missed it earlier because Trierach was saying that Christian Slater should have gotten his own Star Trek series because he was a Star Trek fan, and you didn't know it until of course, you see that cameo in The Undiscovered Country, which he was uncredited for.
Right, and they tried that,
but also
using the light to kind of hide his face too, but you can't get past that voice.
Mm-hmm. But, you didn't find out that he was a Star Trek fan until he mentioned it or, the behind the scenes. Oh, yeah, Christian Slater. Yeah, he's in the movie, too. He has a cameo.
Well, yeah, and then when Next Generation came out, you really found out who were Star Trek fans. I mean, you had Mick Fleetwood, who actually shaved his beard to be put into this fishy alien costume where you don't even see his face. And and basically stands there for most of the bloody episode until they start eating their little fishy things.
Paul Sorvino as Nikolai,
right?
And me seeing him and having seen Goodfellas, going, oh, someone's gonna get whacked.
Theodore Belke.
Yeah,
I mean, you had him in there. Of course, he was also on Babylon 5, but greatness runs there. What was his name again from Entertainment Tonight?
Ron Tesh.
Thank you. I had the John part, but the last name I was having a hard time. But yeah, here he is. He dresses up as a Klingon for a short little scene to be in the holodeck to zap Worf for his coming of age. All 6'5" of him, because he's a tall guy.
Vanessa Williams, she was on an episode of DS9.
You had astronauts. You even had Stephen Hawking.
Right again, Albert. Yeah, he had a cameo in that scene where Data's playing poker in the holodeck in Descent Part 1.
And Hawking got a chance to sit in the captain's chair. Like his one big thing was, can I be in there? So they picked him up out of his wheelchair and put him in the seat. And he's probably, like Second Christmas or something. I mean, just all Twitter, and who wouldn't be? That's the captaincy. But
Well,
yeah,
I was thrilled to be in the captain's seat at Star Trek: The Experience in Las Vegas. Yeah, with a replica of the set, but still, I'm sitting there in the captain's chair on the bridge of the Enterprise D.
Mm-hmm. Right. The only thing would have been better if it was the original Enterprise.
Very true.
Or even one of the movie ones.
I mean, they did have one of the movie sets at Universal for their Star Trek fan interactive experience that they had there, where they would pick fans out of the audience and they'd get to be on set and act out an episode.
And just to think, Michael O'Hare did one of those. There is video of that somewhere on the interwebs here. But, the future Captain Sinclair of Babylon 5 being on the bridge of the Enterprise.
This is the Starship Babylon. No, wait, no. Wrong series.
But yeah, I mean, you got, so many people who wanted to be on there that were famous, and they didn't even care if they got mentioned or not. I mean, it's just
Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi Goldberg, just, let's just throw out what you think about her now and everything. But her telling LeVar Burton that she wanted to be on the show, and LeVar Burton relaying the message to Gene Roddenberry and Rick Berman, and they're not believing him. They're going, no, she doesn't. No, you're pulling her leg.
Mm-hmm.
No, she really wants to be on.
I'm being fully honest. I think it's one of her best roles she ever had. She did Guinan well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like Guinan a lot.
I mean, the fact that we could have had Sean Connery.
Yeah.
At Cyborg. Spock.
I'll take swords for 100, Spock. That's S-words.
Spock. I need a martini. Shaken, not stirred. I do not believe now is the appropriate time for a drink, Cyborg. Come now, Spock.
Driving around in a shuttlecraft looking like an Aston Martin. Yeah. But it makes you wonder what would have been if he took that. But, he went with the better role.
He did.
Mm-hmm. You can't fault him for that.
No, because if he didn't take the role in The Last Crusade, you wouldn't have had wonderful scenes between Sean Connery and Harrison Ford.
Right. I mean, I can't picture anybody else being Indy's father.
I can't. But with Star Trek, keep to the formula that works.
Right. And that's what we've been saying about every freaking IP out there. You broke the golden rules for Star Trek. You broke the golden rules for Star Wars. You broke the golden rules for Doctor Who. And again, Doctor Who, quote unquote, children's show. Yeah, right. They got into some very deep. It was a family show. Anybody of any age could watch it. And then when Leela came around, a lot of guys were really watching it. I like leather now. But the thing is, again, they had so much going on with that show. And again, yes, they were bringing stuff out there, things for you to mull on, but they weren't telling you what to think or force something down your throat. Granted, one of them that kind of was that way was the Green Death under John Pertwee's era. A heavy-handed environmental story message. It was also Joe Grant's last story as well. But yeah, other than that, you look at it, Daleks, the first one, the episode, The Mutants was what the storyline was actually called. Then they changed it to Daleks for the whole 6 episodes. But the effects of a nuclear war and the effects between the two races that were on the planet, the Dals and the Thals. Yes, back then they were called Dals. We know them now as Khaleds. But the one mutating into, from the radiation into what eventually becomes the Daleks, of course, with genetic engineering by Davros. And then, of course, almost near perfect human, human-looking people, which were the Thals. But all the way across, the Cybermen, the fear of us becoming more machine than man, that Kit Pedler was wanting to express upon. So, I mean, yeah, they gave you things to think about and make you wonder. Might have gone over the head of kids, but for adults, they caught on. It hit every single level, and no hanky-panky in the TARDIS. So what did they do for under Russell T Davies on up? Let's turn into a sex fest, pushing same-sex stuff left and right. Everybody gay, everybody's gay. And yeah, they did do that in the first season. Are you my mummy? That episode. Every guy was literally gay or bi in that episode. So he was trying to push something. Russell T Davies is a jackass, by the way. So is the rest of them, especially Chin Balls. But no, they started just doing pandering bullshit garbage. And it's like, oh, now we got to make sure that the doctor is a hunky guy, so the girls go all Twitter. And then they get all mad because they got this old guy by the name of Peter Capaldi. Oh, no, we want a handsome young stud so we can dream about. That's
I
not what
still
Doctor
say
Who's
Stephen
about.
Moffat screwed him over.
Yeah. He did. He did. I think, and Capaldi knows it too. Just by hearing him talk a bit about it. He's not going to ever come back to Doctor Who. He made that known. This guy was a super fan. Meeting Tom Baker and John Pertwee as a fan back in the day. Writing letters in, having letters published that he wrote. I mean, Peter Capaldi was a super fan, and Moffat destroyed it. Thank you, you son of a bitch. He would have been a great doctor if they would have done things proper. If they wouldn't have, if he didn't do, Russell T Davies wasn't such a scumbag asshole, we would have gotten more Christopher Eccleston.
Yeah,
and I guarantee you get a couple more seasons out of Eccleston, people would be sitting back saying, "Yeah, he's one of the best doctors of all time." But no, we got to, the first episode of Russell T Davies, you got to have Rose and Mikey talk about, hey, let's go. Hey, why don't we go to a hotel and fuck? That's not Doctor Who. No, watch it. Watch the episode, Rose, the first one.
Yep. It's the very first episode with Christopher Eccleston as the Doctor. I didn't like it.
Oh goodness!
I started watching it, and then of course, at this time it was Matt Smith that got me into Doctor Who with his portrayal of the Doctor. So I thought, okay, let me go back to some previous seasons that are available on Netflix because it was available on Netflix at the time.
Yeah.
So I'm watching that first episode of Excellent. Good. This episode's not sitting well with me. Let's check out another episode. And that's what I did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you see a little bit more of some of the other episodes of Eccleston. You can see how good he is. But the thing is some of the situations. I mean, like the second episode, right? 2 million or so years in the future, and the sun's about to go make a burp and destroy Earth. So all these people are together, races coming together. There are no human beings left genetically. They've all genetically changed.
And they've all become peeled skin is what they become. Moisturize me.
Yeah, she's the only one. She's the last one that's a quote-unquote genetic human. All she is a piece of leather with eyes and a mouth. and wanting moisturizing. Horrible character, by the way. Absolutely freaking horrible character. And she's going back and forth about when she was a little boy. Don't tell me Russell D. That's the second episode. Again, don't tell me that Russell D. Davies wasn't trying to push an agenda. But you have everybody there, right? And there's a Wurlitzer jukebox. They're bringing stuff in to show off, Earth culture, and miraculously, everything's 20th, 21st century stuff. And they were sitting back saying, "Oh yeah, look at the Wurlitzer." It's like, I believe this thing was called an iPad or an iPod. I think it was iPod because they were still around. And it's like, 2 million years in the future, nobody would know what a Wurlitzer or an iPod is. And we also put the continents back in their classic formations. Again, 2 million years of friggin' history, and you're sitting back saying, making it look like it is today. That's the peak. Earth had a lot of ups and downs, and empires rising. Come on, this is the lamest thing you got going on here. Great concept, but how lame with this garbage? They wouldn't have done that in the original series. Unless you were actually closer to that era.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is 2 million years. 2 friggin' million years.
And so some might argue, but they wanted to make it relatable to current day, Baron. That's why they included those devices.
Lazy. Why make it comparable to modern day? This is 2 friggin' million years in the future. You can't do modern day. Especially with the fact that the humans have basically all gone except for a piece of leather. And of course, Rose when she showed up.
Yeah.
The tree people were interesting in the concept. Some of the aliens they had there were interesting in their concepts. But overall, it sucked. I mean, I got the first season of the new Doctor Who series on DVD because I really liked Ellison. I really like Ellison. But you saw that theme throughout the whole thing, his run there. He's always trying to put these references to this era in and pushing an agenda. I mean, it's surprising. I thought the episode Dalek worked very well. One Dalek, and you have the guy who invented the internet or owns the internet. He's the richest man in the world. A little tip of the hat to classic era Cybermen with the Cyberman helmet in the museum. I mean, I like that. I thought that, hey, that's good. I mean, we had stuff like that in the original series. I mean, Dalek, I thought, was a pretty damn good episode. But
excuse me,
out of all that, but again, you're breaking the rules. It's like, hey, let's go hump. Let's go, our whatnot. Okay,
Well, just like getting back to the main subject matter, Star Trek. When you have characters literally saying an F-bomb, not just once, not just twice, but multiple times, or you actually show Klingons who are screwing, it's like, no, that's not Star Trek. Yeah, you would have, Kirk, Picard going, damn it, Jim, with McCoy saying, damn it, Jim, or, Kirk saying, you Klingon bastard, you killed my son.
Yeah, which is poignant. I mean, right there, I mean, it really is. I mean, that scene and him saying that, there's no other way to get around it. It's a mild epithet. Or McCoy, that green-blooded son of a bitch.
This is his revenge for all those arguments he lost.
And you sit back and go, yeah, that would have been McCoy in that situation. And again, it's a mild epithet. But, nothing that nobody I know of complained about it. On the contrary, they got it. But no. Hey, we're doing what Star Trek never done before. We're saying fuck.
Tom McHugh, you want to hear me say I need you? I need you. And that was Q. First encounter with the Borg.
Right. I mean, yeah, I mean, like you were saying with the Kurtzman stuff, it's like, oh, I think I put the wrong Star Trek Triple X parody in. Because yes, they're out there. It's like, I think the other one's better.
I know they're out there, Baron. I remember going to conventions and some of the vendors were selling some of those tapes.
Deep Throat Deanna. Menage a Troy. Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's like, hey, this is better than Kurtzman Trek.
Mm-hmm.
The Star Wars Triple X parody. This is better than Disney. Darth Vader going, "Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy?"
But
well, they made it explicitly. When that came out, there was so much press. It was so hard to miss. So it's like, okay, I'm going to read about this. And they're going, yeah, we're making absolutely sure to let you know that Leia and Luke are not related. Well, that's good for you. You're not going to break any,
Yeah. But again, as far as how to restore Star Trek, yeah, you bring it back to its roots, but you do it respectfully. You put in the same love and care that was done in previous iterations of Star Trek. And those previous iterations being under Gene Roddenberry or Rick Berman, Michael Pill or Jerry Taylor, anyone who worked on, the Next Generation era of shows.
Mm-hmm.
And that era went 18 years, so.
Yeah. And, look at the set designs that you had with, I would say specifically look at the set designs from the original Star Trek films and Next Generation. We want to get this look going again. The Next Generation had that warm feel that this is, more than just a starship, this is a home.
Mm-hmm.
And it's technically advanced. You don't need to have these holographic things that you're waving your hand all over the place like you're a Timu Merlin. No, I mean, none of that.
And if you want to introduce new technology like Next Generation did after the original series, do it in a way where you're taking something that's being developed now and you can envision it being used in, say, the 25th, 26th century.
Right. I mean, look, in Voyager, they brought in new technology there from the rest of it. No more isolinear chips. It's not blobs.
Yeah.
Instead of, we don't have, we're phasing out photon torpedoes for quantum torpedoes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because when they brought in the biomedic gel packs to replace the isolinear chips, their explanation was the computer can process a lot faster with these gel packs as opposed to multiple isolinear chips.
Mm-hmm. Even though I thought isolinear chips were really cool. And again, think about it. Those these USB things that we have.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm holding one right now in my hand.
I mean, that was also my problem with Star Trek Picard, its first season, where it's saying that Data's memory is stored on a chip, and then they show it, and it's a damn USB. It's like, come on, couldn't you grab one of the old USB, isolinear chip props from back in the day and have it inserted into a slot? And that's containing Data's memory?
I mean, if you can take a hair braid or whatever and make it look like Geordi's visor, you can do that, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Be more creative.
Come on, man.
Well, I mean, think about it. In the original series, you had those little square things that they put in there. Looked like the 3.5 disk drives that we had later on.
Yeah, they did. Why? Because the people back then were paying attention to the technology that was being worked on and trying to envision it, 200, 300, 400 years in the future.
Our people took what they had and were inspired by it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just like Mr. Atos and his discs. Well, that inspired people to start doing things like CD-ROMs.
Yeah, well, I mean, just look at the communicator. Without the communicator, we wouldn't have cell phones.
Mm-hmm. And isn't it funny how fast he tried to make a flip one?
Yep.
You know those people were geeks.
Yep. And, it's probably going to be a matter of time before something like a transporter is developed.
Well, I heard it a while back. They have had one, and they were able to transport a little piece of matter from one to another. But, that was, a little while back. And, but it's nowhere near doing anything like Star Trek. We're just able to have this little piece of matter. You certainly don't want to try this with a living being. I think the device was a little bit more like the Fly, where it's connected, it's not being projected through the air. But I mean, they're working on that. I mean, who knows where they're at with that? But I still don't think
I mean, if they are indeed working on it, you try to use an actual living being like a human being. Did you get them, Starfleet? Yes, Enterprise. What we got back didn't live long, fortunately.
Are more like, yeah, we got him. He's half fly.
Oh, Baxter Stockman.
Yeah, he's in the corner eating some shit now.
So we just leave him there. I had a joke in mind, but it's like, nah. No.
I'm not going to be Baron. I'm not going to go there.
Not going to do it. Not going to do it. Wouldn't be prudent. But
not part of the 1,000 Points of Light.
Is there anything you guys want to say about Ellison's idea before we move on to Shatner giving his answer on a return to the franchise?
He's saying what I've been saying. But, give it a couple years rest here and actually work on it and don't rush it.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, there was some build up to Next Generation with designing and seeing how things were going. And we got all those updates from David Gerald and Starlog magazine.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, when is this fucking going to get here? And they showed little pictures of a model of the bridge. So, do a downtime. Do what I said. Go with a boot camp for those that are going to be writing and such like that, or even designing sets and such. And use that time to actually come up with a great idea and great concept. Something that's Star Trek, but it's going to be different. Just like Next Generation was different from the original series.
Mm-hmm.
But it was still Star Trek and part of that universe. So I have no problem with it if he's sincere.
That's the thing. How many times have we heard that Star Trek in particular, especially with the Alex Kurtzman era, we're going to bring it back to its roots.
Mm-hmm.
Yet they don't do it. And don't tell me that Strange New Worlds is doing it when in their first episode, they call the communicator a phone.
Right.
That's not what it's referenced as. Don't you want to pick up your phone? It's a communicator.
Right. I mean, that would be cute if you went back in time. Did a time travel story, and you can stuff like that. Oh, your phone. It sounds like your phone's ringing or going off. Going to answer that? I mean, that's the one thing, but the thing is, unlike Kurtzman in that, when they sat back and said, their spiel of BS, they they offered nothing with their spiel. They just said it.
Mm-hmm.
At least Ellison is laying down why, and using other processes about, you had this, and look how Maverick was, and it was touching, staying true to form. He's actually doing a point by point. So that it gives a little bit of cautious hope that he knows what he's freaking talking about. Now, is Paramount going to play along? Is he being truthful? These are the questions that we shall see.
Well, that was going to be my next question to you, Baron. Do you think Paramount's going to actually follow through under Ellison as the CEO? And Cash, what are your thoughts?
Oh, he's still here?
I don't know. Baron put me to sleep, so no.
F you. F you and the horse and rodeo. Go back to Fullerton. We miss you there.
That's good. No, but I don't know. It's just all this stuff is always such a mess, and I'm also so tired of these monopolies too, because all they do is cause people more headaches, people having more control over this stuff, and we still don't know if Skydance and Paramount really, we're going to start fixing things. Oh, we got rid of this. And it's like, it's just such a mess all the time. Let's just take a break from this stuff, reset, try to figure out what we can do to start fixing these things, or just light it on fire and watch it burn. But I don't know. That's probably not the best idea. It's just,
no, you're going to take Kirk's approach from the undiscovered country.
It's just, it's just a problem because it's like there's so much healing that needs to go, and it's not just Trek. There's a lot of stuff, and there's still so many people out there who will defend these things, and it's like, well, do you understand? No, okay, you don't want to understand. What's wrong with me liking it? Nothing. It's just your reasoning for liking these things. It's just, it makes my head hurt. Because it shouldn't be because there's people out there, unfortunately, that still do not care. I don't care if we insult these characters. I don't care what we do. I was entertained, and you're just like, you're the lowest common. No, but
wow.
Okay.
You know what? You know what we just got there? Do you know what we just got there? We got.
You know what really grinds my gears?
Oh, but really, it's just, I think you need to reset, and then you've got to start healing these things. And there's so much you've got to heal. But then there's other people, even some people who have watched the older stuff. I'm fine with this. And you're just like, why? And I don't know. Once again, do you want to make money or do you not? If you don't care anymore, then maybe just let it die. So.
Well, moving on to our next story here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even going to worry about playing the video. It says William Shatner would play Kirk again at 95, right as Star Trek returns to its roots. Aren't we jumping the gun here, Matt? Just because Ellison has said he wants to return Star Trek to its roots doesn't mean he will.
Right. But again, how much of this is Shatner talking too? I mean, I don't know.
Well, there is an actual video.
Yeah.
Of him giving the response. And, but this was posted yesterday on the 250th anniversary of our independence. And it says William Shatner just gave the answers fans waited 32 years to hear. In a new interview for TV Guide magazine's Star Trek The Captain's special issue celebrating the franchise's 60th anniversary, the 95-year-old actor made it clear he is open to playing Captain James T. Kirk again. And the timing could not be better because, as I exclusively reported this week, the incoming Paramount Warner Brothers Discovery regime is taking Star Trek back to its Wrath of Khan and Next Generation roots. that is Shatner's era. That's the golden age of Star Trek. Is Shatner's era. What Shatner
0
said
hour.
about
Rocket Man, burning up my fuse up here, alone.
What Shatner said about returning as Kirk. Asked by TV Insider what it would take to get him back in the captain's chair, Shatner joked, "It's easy to say money," before getting serious about the character. Shatner explained that the longer he played Kirk, the more shades of the character he was allowed to bring to the role. And he argued that an older Kirk would actually suit him. He said he still has the aggression and instinct for battle, but that age brings a smoothing of those peaks. Even at 95, I think Captain Kirk would be a really good captain, Shatner said, describing the Enterprise as a ship capable of both war and peace, and we know this to be true of the Enterprise. And it goes on to say that is about as clear a yes as you will ever get from Shatner, who has spent the last 3 decades fielding this question since Kirk was unceremoniously killed off in 1994's Star Trek Generations. The old regime tried and failed to bring Kirk back. Yes, they did try to bring him back for Enterprise. Says here's what makes Shatner's comments seen for the outgoing era. The Alex Kurtzman regime wanted this and could not close the deal. Kurtzman and Strange New Worlds co-showrunner Akiva Goldsman admitted to Polygon that the show developed scripts and tried to bring Shatner back every season, including a pitch built around the city on the edge of forever. It never happened. I'm glad it didn't.
Yeah. Because, excuse me, what are we dealing with here, Kurtzy? You know, this is Pike, not Kirk. He doesn't do anything with the city on the edge of forever. The Guardian. He doesn't do anything with the Romulans either. But yet you did that.
Yep.
Ooh, big one went off.
Yep. They did their version of balance.
I sat back and had that little rant that went boom. It's like, ooh, I like that. Perfect time.
But you know, they did their own version of Balance of Terror. It's like you cannot. Just no. Now, Strange New Worlds.
And bringing in Gorns. Can't forget that.
Now, Strange New Worlds has wrapped production. Starfleet Academy is canceled with its sets torn down, and Kurtzman's decade running the franchise ends with the biggest name in Star Trek history never once appearing on screen. Shatner has always said the same thing. If Kirk comes back, it has to mean something. The streaming era never gave him a reason. The fans didn't leave Star Trek. Hollywood stopped making Star Trek. Yeah, same thing that he said in the article we just left. Okay, so we don't need to read the rest of this because we've already read it.
Well, I think that was Shatner's way of sitting back saying Kurtzman sucks. And that era of Star Trek sucks. That was his way of saying it. You know, it's like, oh, there was nothing that was, you know, whatever. You know.
Nothing of value was lost.
Right. And besides, Kirk is dead.
Mm-hmm.
At
least a version of him.
Yeah.
Because there still could be a version of him in the Nexus.
That's true. Our mirror universe or something or anything like that. I mean, yeah. But again, you start minimalizing his death too. Not that it was as tragic as Spock's death. We all knew it was going to happen, and it's like, okay, you know, this is going to be the last time we're going to see him anyways, and we get it. But still, you know, he died. Let's see it that way.
Just, you know, let characters who have been killed off stay killed off.
Right.
And don't do the soap opera route. Oh, I'm the twin brother, twin sister. Unless it's specifically mentioned by the character in the very beginning, I have a twin sibling.
Exactly.
And you can say twin sibling, and you can leave it. Okay, is a sibling male or female?
Mm-hmm. But how are you gonna? But that'll ruin the surprise when it does happen. So we got to keep it quiet that there isn't one.
I mean, yeah. Would I've loved to see William Shatner reprise Kirk one more time? You can kind of say that he has. I mean, remember the DirecTV ad?
Mm-hmm.
You know, he appeared in the DirecTV ad, and he's talking about how they got the new satellite dish from DirecTV, and
well, around the time they're doing Star Trek V, he did that British telecom one. Him and Jimmy Doohan.
Yeah.
But Kirk knows he's 95, or Shatner knows he's 95. There's a little chance that we'll see him ever as Kirk again, and which it's hard for me to say because I would love to see another outing with Kirk. I mean, but he kind of put the nail in the coffin in that one with Generations, and again, unless it's somebody from a mirror universe that pops in. Just want to, I don't care what Picard did with putting his body on ice. Hey, we got James T. Kirk here. See that? Yeah, Kirk, he's dead and all that. Maybe, revive him, and I don't know. It's like F that. Yeah. We had the evil twin brother. It was called Data and Lore.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? The closest thing we got for Shatner's return was that band project that was released a couple of years ago that we watched that I wasn't too crazy about, but you liked it, and Redstone liked it, and a few other people liked it. They had Shatner's permission to use his likeness.
Right. You saw, the eras of Kirk. You had the TV Kirk, you had the Star Trek II Kirk, and you had what you could say the Generation Kirk.
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever, but seeing Robin Curtis again as
Saavik.
Yeah, and I can't remember who was playing her son because it was in that video it was supposed to be Spock's son, and I can't remember that guy was supposed to be somebody too, and all that. But I mean, and of course, seeing Spock, Leonard Nimoy, and or facsimile of such, which I'm sure Adam had to approve in his family. But and I admit it, I liked it for the fact that this was member berries, but that's what that was supposed to be about. That's why I gave it a lot of grace on that aspect. And it was just so good to see Kirk again in those uniforms. And he didn't need to have words said or anything like that.
That's the thing about that whole thing. Not a word was spoken.
Right. It was, visual, body language, face language, all that. So I guess what impressed me was the fact they went that way. They were able to bring it. It was member berries. It was nice seeing some of our old friends back. Robin Curtis kind of got this, a raw deal, because Spock, Linda Moy took out the scene where she was saying that she was pregnant with Spock's kid. He didn't think that was right. It's like, no, come on, Leonard. That would have been absolutely perfect.
It was a follow-up to what happened with Ponfar and the search for Spock, and
right, exactly. And of course, Nick Myers, he couldn't get Kirstie Alley, and he didn't want her to play Saavik, so they made up. They brought Kim Cattrall in to play. What was it, Valeris? I can't remember her name.
Yeah,
but
you have it right.
Okay, which is odd because okay. But
because they even tried to get Christy Alley to come back as Saavik for Star Trek 6, and she declined.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she declined it. Yeah, and granted, I prefer Kirstie Alley over Robin Curtis. Don't get, but I didn't think Robin Curtis did a bad job. They should have gotten someone who had a little bit more of
who looked a little bit more like Christy.
Yeah. Body wise and all that, because she was a little stockier than Robin Curtis and such. When I say stocky, I'm not talking about fat. I'm talking about take a look at her shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
Just her build. But
well, she was from Iowa, wasn't she?
Kirstie Alley? I don't think.
I'll look.
I thought it was like Indiana, but okay. But
well, still, she was a farm girl, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, well, what we call corn-fed. Good corn-fed lady. Let's take a look here. Oh, Wichita, Kansas. Wichita, Kansas. Beat you to it.
Oh, no. I guess there a few seconds after you did.
But, and she was married to one of the Hardy Boys, Parker Stevens.
Mm-hmm.
I remember they got a divorce.
Yeah. But yeah. Again, I don't think we're going to see William Shatner come back as Kirk.
No. The only way is he's providing his voice for something,
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's another thing. If, Paramount wanted to do something animated related to the Prime universe,
mm-hmm.
See if you could get, of course, Shatner to reprise Kirk in a voice role. Maybe get Avery Brooks to reprise Cisco.
Mm-hmm.
And Kate Mulgrew, and he doesn't sound at all like he did before, but Patrick Stewart.
Mm-hmm.
And let's bring back Scott Bakula. But again, well, why not? Why not? I know two different studios. You wouldn't be able to get the rights to Quantum Leap. But, Star Trek, in my opinion, it does need to take a break, and it does need to brainstorm ideas while it's on that break.
Right.
And again, don't dismiss what came before. Use that as a reference.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And that's why, I say, they got to see the good ones and the bad ones. Mm-hmm. And the bad ones sometimes had a good premise, but was executed wrong. And, what could you do to fix this episode? Or the theme of this episode? What can you do to fix this? Using what we'd be doing for our new characters. And, that'd be one of the tests. Get at it.
Could you do a code of honor, but do it in such a way where it's a vast improvement over what we got for Next Generation?
Exactly. Because it really is a good premise on that one. But, again, they just executed it horribly.
But I really don't have anything else to say, Baron.
I'm in the same one. It's like, I love Shatner. I really do. I'd love to see Kirk one more time, but no, Kirk, both Kirk and Shatner, need to enjoy retirement. And, he's still doing his things. He's back doing Priceline Negotiator, retired.
Mm-hmm.
I guess his daughter didn't take off too well. I guess she was hanging around with nerds too much.
I didn't heard about that.
What's that? On the Priceline Negotiator. Remember, they did a thing where they were replacing Shatner with Kelly, Kuko or whatever her name is from Big Bang, and she was like his daughter for the commercial thing. So he was passing the.
I hadn't seen that commercial. That's why I'm not like, huh? What?
Yeah. He passed it to her, and she was doing it for a little bit, and then it came to an end. So. Now they got some Cato-looking guy. He's training in. As long as he doesn't do a French accent, he's safe.
Yeah. But
I've noticed a lot of stuff is, though, he's sitting down quite a bit now, and I kind of understand. I mean, 95
the man's 95 years old.
Yeah, right. So, physically, would he be up for it, and all that? It's great that we still have him, but let's face it, he's getting closer, and we need to appreciate him while we got him, but realize he can't do the stuff he used to do.
No, he can't get into the fights with Khan like he used to do.
Our cash.
No.
Art Gorn. Oh, remember he did that commercial for that horrible Star Trek game? The movie Star Trek. But the commercial.
Yeah. I actually have that Star Trek game, and I've played it here and there. Was able to get through a few stages, but then I stopped. It's like, this game.
I heard the gameplay was horrible.
It is. It is, as someone who played it, and it's worse than a lot of games I've played, but not as bad as the Space Marine remaster with its controls.
Yeah, they did. Oh, there's a cat in here. Don't screw things up. Just leave it as is. Just remaster the look. You don't need to do anything more.
Yeah, before we get out of here, Baron, is there anyone or anything you'd like to promote?
Not really. Just I hope everybody had a great 4th of July. Remember, this is our nation. You love the nation. The nation is the people that are in this country. It's not necessarily the government. So don't be disparaging of the United States of America. The government, yeah, you can be disparaging too. That's a different entity in the whole thing. But America is all of us. Us on the show, you in the chat, people that we know. And we are, as Khan says, one big happy family. And
we're all just one big happy fleet.
And and we've impressed the world. We've impressed the average people that came over here because we were who we were, not what we're being lied about. And that's the other thing I want to promote. You don't hate the media enough. So, yeah, we got a great country here. We got great people.
We do.
Here. And never be ashamed that you're from America or in America. Remember, you go out there, those that go out there and scream how much they hate America and say how oppressive it is, if it was truly that way, they wouldn't be able to go out there and protest.
Mm-hmm. They'd be thrown in jail or worse.
Mm-hmm. So, love this nation because that's us.
Yeah.
When it comes around the
and if you're going to protest, go ahead and protest, but do it peacefully.
Mm-hmm. I'm all for people going out and protesting and stuff like that, but yeah, don't be thugs. Not like Cash. He's not here, so I can say that. Where he stole a LA Dodgers garbage can when they won the series. Took it home.
I still laugh seeing that story about that Knicks fan that stole the Knicks garbage can during the parade for the Knicks after they won the NBA championship.
And she's HR for the company that she got fired from. Don't tell me there was any DEI going on there, folks. The thing is, though, I did love the fact that the people around her, instead of doing the hoot and hollering and whatever, they were genuinely disgusted. And that gives hope.
Yeah, it gives a lot of hope to a lot of people. But before we do get out of here, I do want to thank everybody who was here. Really appreciate it. And yes, Tim, I know I didn't get to that article you posted in the Discord about Rob Reiner's last remark on Trump as far as that special he was on. But I mean, I've seen it on so many feeds. It's like, I don't really want to talk about it. I'd rather, just focus on our main topic for tonight. And
yeah, this was more fun.
Yeah. But I appreciate everybody being here. Of course, he was here earlier, and I appreciate him stopping by. And it was Fat Steven JFG who said, "You got this, guys. Support lurks in the shadows." It does. It does. Don't always have to say anything.
Who's this fat guy?
You know who he is. Don't play dumb with me, Baron.
There might be a possibility I may have worked with him on something in the past. I don't know.
You may have. How about the possibility is you have? I know you're being a smart ass. You do that best. But again, Steven, thank you very much. Tim, thank you very much for popping in on both the YouTube and Rumble sides, and also for the $1 super chat that you sent. Thank you very much, brother. Of course, the Padawannabe was here as well. Thank you, Padawannabe. He was also on the Rumble side. We also had Shane, also known as You're Wrong. Jason Fox of 540 Studio. Well, yeah, that was in the beginning when I was talking about my friend Rasheen, who unexpectedly passed away Friday.
Okay. I was going, what did he do now? He's a troublemaker.
And Gary, thank you for popping in over on the Rumble side. Appreciate that, brother. And of course, Dork Girl, thank you for popping in. Good to see you as well. Also, Baron's better half. I mean, she has to put up with him.
Yeah, man.
More than any of us. Is, of course, the long-suffering Miss Tagge. And Anti-Derivative Jill, thank you for popping in on both the YouTube and Rumble side. Really do appreciate that.
Rumble.
Bill McCracken, yeah, Rumble. Just as we're about to go live, it decides, oh, no, I'm going to go ahead and end this stream before it even starts.
They're the Rumble strip on the highway of life.
Yeah. And like I said, I said it to start 5 minutes before we actually started, just so I could have it scheduled, because on Rumble, if you want to do a stream, like say tomorrow at 6, you have to wait till 6 o'clock has already come today before you can schedule it for tomorrow. I know it doesn't make a whole lick of sense. And no, I'm not paying $10 a month for a Rumble Premium. Waste of money. And then of course having to redo the stream on that side to get it set up. But anyways, it's done. It's over with. But Phil, thank you for popping in and being with us in the chat. And again, thank you, brother, for joining us this past Wednesday for our watch party of the Patriots.
You know, if this show had a supervillain, it's Philip J. McCracken.
Yeah. And of course, Red Spitfire. Red, thank you for popping in. Really do appreciate it. And we also had a Rich Kaiju, known as the Godzillionaire, pop in. Thank you, Godzillionaire. Really do appreciate it.
And keep an eye out for that new movie studio coming Godzillionaire Pictures.
Yes.
Because he's going to do it.
And we also had DJ Ronnie G pop in. DJ Ronnie G and his turtles.
Nerd!
Yeah, he is a nerd and he's proud of it.
Yeah.
Also,
I wasn't using it as an insult.
I know you weren't. Tree Rock, thank you for popping in as well, Tree Rock. And Anthony Mazzano, thank you for popping in. I'm just also going through to make sure I've got everybody. Because if I miss anybody, speak now or forever hold your peace. But I am looking. I don't think I mentioned Jet Sparks, but Jet, thank you for popping in. And let me look. This is why I like to go back and look, just in case I forgot to star anybody. Because, you know, I'm running my mouth and talking and giving my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm just looking. Just bear with me, folks. I just like to acknowledge everybody who took the time to stop in. Okay, it looks like I got everybody. But everybody, thank you for tuning in tonight, and thank you for the condolences on the passing of my friend Rasheen. And I'm certainly going to miss him, and he's always going to be on my mind. But I do want to invite you all to join me on Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time on YouTube, Rumble and Blaze, for the third part of the Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2 stream. And I think we're getting pretty close to the end of the game. So we may be able to finish it Tuesday night. Then, of course, there's going to be the Wednesday edition of Pop Talk at 6 p.m. Yes, for the Emperor.
For the Emperor!
But we'll have the 6 p.m. Wednesday edition of Pop Talk. And then, of course, Thursday might be another game I end up finishing on Thursday, and that's Mouse PI for Hire, because I've got to be getting close to the end of that game. And then, let's say next Sunday for Sunday's show, we watched Project Hail Mary. Okay, all in favor? Say aye. All who oppose?
Okay.
Say nay.
Is that already streaming?
It's already available on Amazon Prime.
Wow.
For Prime members. I am a Prime member. It's the same.
Right.
It's the same thing I'm doing for Masters of the Universe. As soon as that becomes available on Prime, we're doing a watch party on that. I'm just keeping an eye on it.
He's looking, folks. He's being sneaky like a ninja and ready to strike when he sees it.
Of course, I'm ready to strike. Jill's got a dilating heart. What do you say? It's like, oh, Mike, speak. Words, mouth. They don't always work together.
Words are hard.
And Lady Miss is giving a thumbs up. All right. So tomorrow, when I'm working on scheduling Wednesday's Pop Talk, I will make sure to create a thumbnail for next Sunday's watch party of Project Hail Mary. And Jill says that she loves the movie. All right, Jill, I might be sending you a message sometime this week in relation to Project Hail Mary. Because I'll be honest, I would love to hear your perspective on the movie. Well, that's what's going to be coming up on the channel for YouTube, Rumble and Blaze for this coming week. And again, I thank everybody for stopping in, listening, lurking, rolling their eyes when the three of us joke. and also giving your opinions on the fate of Star Trek and the other topics that we will bring up at random. And let's see. I would love to be on, but I'll be off from streaming for 2 weeks. All right. No, that's perfectly all right.
Just
no
like
apologies
Banana
necessary.
Ball. Banana Ball's going to be off for 2 weeks too.
Enjoy your break, Jill.
Yes. Get some rest and relaxation so you can come back tanned and ready and I don't know how that goes. Tanned, rested, and ready. There we go.
No, seriously, that's something that all of us who stream should do. We should take time to, take a week, take 2 weeks, however long we need to take a break from streaming and decompress. So I've done it. It's needed.
Yep. See, if I said that, they consider it a threat.
Well, I mean, considering the source, yeah. But Jill, thank you again for being here. Thank you, everybody, for being here. If you haven't done so already, make sure you share out the stream. Hit that like button on YouTube and Rumble. Consider hitting that repost on YouTube and Rumble. And also, if you're watching on your phone or tablet, there should be a hype button on there too. I've never actually looked, so I'm going to look on my tablet right. But I've never actually looked to see if it was available while a stream is ongoing or if it's something that'll pop up after all is said and done. So I'm going to check right now. But if you have hype points, which are the points you earn when you're going by different chats and you're chatting and this, that, and the other, you can actually use those hype points to hype up a stream, but I'm not seeing it during the live stream, so it's probably something that's not available until after the live stream wraps up and it's been able to process. But if you're watching this on the replay or you come back after it's processed and you have enough points, because it varies depending on one channel to the next, how many points it costs to hype, but consider doing that. It's a feature they added a while ago, and I'm just now starting to kind of promote it a little bit, just to help other channels, have eyes on their content. So I have gone around a couple channels already and used some of my points just to hype them up, because we could all use a little help, getting eyes onto our streams and to our content. But everybody, thank you. You have a good night, and we will definitely see you Wednesday, and I will definitely see you all Tuesday, because, the Emperor calls.
For the Emperor!
For the Emperor.
Autobots, transform and roll out!
Pacific414 Pop Talk is here. Sit back and relax and join the conversation. We got Baron Orman Tagge, Cash Money 007, and even Mike too. Pop culture, entertainment, news and reviews. Discussions I'll have, opinions made from the panel to the chat. Everyone is welcome here. Watch parties and special guests. We like to have a good time. Pacific414 Pop Talk is underway. Pull up a seat, we're inviting you to stay. Articles, collectables, reviews, you say. Baron, Cash, and Mike bring the fun tonight. Now sit back, relax, enjoy the show. forget to like or comment below. We almost forgot to share out the show. Pacific414 Pop Talk is one of a kind.